And welcome back to episode 173 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew for crew. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always here by Big Joey.
Hello. Can you hear my kids screaming, or should I mute my
No,
microphone?
I don't hear anything, bud.
Okay, good.
And this week we have special guest crew, Big Boston Jose, Big Jose. What do you want to go by, sir?
Big Jose is fine. I mean, they
Big?
called me Big Boston Jose for a little while, but Big Jose is fine.
That works. That works. I mean, to me, you are still you're the strongest Jose we've had on the podcast. To my knowledge, you're the strongest Jose that lifts in. Well, no, you do list in kilos too. So, well, that's a whole thing we'll get into later, I'm sure. But yeah, are you drinking anything special over there, Jose?
So I got, of course, since I'm in Boston here, I got a Polar. It's kind of a classic, pink apple lemon.
Pink
I haven't
apple
opened it yet, so
lemon.
let me see. That's a crispy crack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We heard about all your polar escapades up there.
Yeah, so
I just got just the same Waterloo I've been drinking for the last 6 weeks because it's just what we have.
I got nothing. I'm not gonna lie.
Jose, looks like you're wearing a nice fancy shirt.
Very nice.
yeah, I'm
One of
wearing
my
my
favorites.
own paid and underrated shirt here.
Nice. Love
This is a nice blank too. I like this
It
blank
is.
as well.
It's a comfy one. It's almost a throwback at this point, like the athletic fit, whatever you want to call them. Like they've done like 2 shirts like that in the last couple years. I think everything else has
Yeah,
been the comfort
they all
colors.
come in those bigger shirts, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, so.
Which they're both have their purposes for sure, but some people just have their preference. But I've got the comfort color crimson and cream Massonomics gym shirt.
Crimson and Cream. Great song. Great song. I put on my unpaid and underrated hoodie. Underneath, I got the chicken bake shirt because I like that shirt. That's probably my
Nice.
favorite blank.
Nice. What do we got? We had the Sword Awards that went out the last week or so for the fantasy football. So we've already posted pictures of Chris's. He actually brought him to the gym at Strongman Saturday, and we did some posing and stuff with that. So he was pretty excited to get his sides. Sides?
Size. Sai?
Is there a th in there, or is it just like the names? That's a tough one. I don't know. Someone will yell at me.
It was Raphael's weapon.
Yeah, that. And then Big Cody got his today. So Chris won the A League and actually got like cool like full size prizes, and Cody won the B League and he got like a 2-inch little like sword. It was the funniest thing ever.
The letter opener.
Yeah, it honestly probably was a letter opener, legitimately. But that was really funny. Just the contrasts of that, but it's still being like, which almost I think I don't think Cody's was able to be like modified and engraved with like what it was. So I think it was just like something off the shelf. At least it's what it looked like. But like at the end of the day, like I think Cody won as far as like not having this massive thing he has to display somewhere or like just like keep in a closet. It's like he's just got this little cool thing that he can just keep on a desk, and I think that would just be like the more convenient present overall. But I don't know. I've never won a prize, so I wouldn't know what it's like to have different prizes someday.
Yeah, wait till you have to store the giant check.
You still have that.
Of course I do, because Tommy threw out his.
He did.
So I have
Like,
the
yeah,
only
we moved
remaining
and
copy.
just went away.
Yep.
Well, speaking of news, did anybody get anything out of the new drop today?
I did not know.
Jay.
I have not yet. I'm on the fence about getting that long tee. So
Yeah,
just to get through the winter, which is long in here.
I don't think my arms are long enough to trust a long sleeve tee, so I don't know. I'm gonna pass on this one, and I've already got a couple of gym shirts, so I'm good for now. But definitely, if you're listening, there's 3 spots left on everything they got, so go get something.
Geez, I'm gonna be the first to admit I have not watched any YouTube videos in the past No, I did. I regret to say, Jose, I did not watch yours. I did not watch Carbs. I genuinely think the last one I watched was yours, Keith.
Okay, yeah, it's been a minute.
No, I did watch Waffle Irons because I had a minute, but side personal tangent. One of my old work buddies messaged me. He wanted to go out for some chicken wings, and I'm out, and my wife goes, "Oh, hey, the TV's not working." So I actually don't have a TV in my living room right now, and the TV from my bedroom had to move into the living room. It's about the size of this computer.
Sure, kids love that.
Yeah, so I will not be watching a lot of long form YouTube anytime soon until I get a replacement TV.
I feel that. Well, hopefully you can get a good deal on ones coming up.
Yeah,
It's like the worst time to buy stuff too. It's like just after all this good sales.
It had to wait till January, didn't it? My one friend says she's got a couple in her house that she doesn't use, so she can let us use it till we can get another one. But
Yeah.
like,
That or just keep a tab on Marketplace too. Well, no,
yeah,
you don't have Facebook
no, I
anymore,
don't have
but
Facebook.
which I don't blame you. It's fucking horrible.
It's
That
the
whole
worst. It's the second worst place in the world.
I like Facebook in general, but Marketplace in general is the worst. But you got a little, they keep teasing this secret. Well, they keep teasing a couple things now. Now we got like two different things to be teased by. We're still not sure what this secret project they're working on is, and how that's supposed to be game changing and what that's going to be. Like, oh, I don't know. We'll see. And then the crew mailer. I think Tanner specifically said the most funny one yet. So I'm like, okay, where's that going to go? Because
It
funny.
it's just going to be a bag of gummy dicks.
Those were actually really good for being dicks. Those tasted really good. Jose, if you're not familiar, a few years,
I'm
it's
not.
weird to say. Literally a few years ago, like almost 3 years ago, someone, like in our first like 20 episodes or something, someone had anonymously sent me a bag of gummy bear dicks. So just because I've had a lot of random shit show up like uh, unlabeled just from like friends and like fans of the podcast and stuff. But yeah, the gummy bear dicks, that takes the cake for sure.
And normally I know who sends you stuff, right? I would
Yeah, I
say
still
that
don't know where
like
those came from.
90% of the things that get sent to you, I know who sends them because they'll
Yeah.
message me because they know that they can make me suffer with the knowledge. That one I still don't know. I
Mhm.
still don't know who sent you that one.
There are people that definitely have a good time just kind of sitting on those things of like, oh, gotcha. Don't really know. Hey, a little book update. So, what did I think last time I talked? We just finished Red Rising and whatnot. So I knocked out a couple, or I think I talked about The Martian last week too, possibly. So this week I listened to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, I think it is. So like like the essentially the play that is like considered to be book 8, but it's a play. But it was like the audiobook version that I listened to was essentially just a dramatized like reading of the play itself. Pretty good. I mean, I'm a fan of Harry Potter in general, so having like more of that content, and it was like so 20 years in the future, if anyone's not familiar. Uh, Other than it reading a little goofy because it is like just like line by line of like a play kind of sort of, and like it kind of character exits side screen, and it has to it's a little wordy as far as like explaining context of like it being a play, but definitely worth listening to or reading if you're just a Harry Potter fan in general. So I had known about it for several years. I think it came out a decade ago, but I just kind of recently downloaded it when I think it was on Goodreads and had like a bunch of reviews. Like, I finally give it a shot, and I did, and I was very impressed overall. Um, Not as good probably as some of the Harry Potter books, but wasn't like dramatically worse. So go give that a listen or a read if you have the opportunity.
So I have a book update too, by the way.
What you got?
So I recently finished. It took me a year, but I recently finished the Wheel of Time series of books.
Oh, nice.
Oh
I think I
God,
saw you post about
first of
that.
all, I don't know if I would recommend. Actually, I recommend it. It is a very good. It is a seminal, of course, book series, but it is 14 books, and every book is like 1,000 pages.
Yeah, they're
And I
like
did,
they're 20-hour audiobooks if I
yeah.
recall,
So
or more.
and I did half audiobook, half reading, and
Okay.
the other half reading while listening to the audiobook. So
How was that? Oh, so you
I
would
had the book open and I was and then 'cause I
oh,
find that useful actually.
interesting. I would just
Um,
I'd find that hard to like keep the pace the same, or I don't know. I guess
yeah, I mean the thing is that for me at least you get used to the characters being a certain voice, so it was cool because
yeah.
yeah, so that part was nice.
The worst is when they switch audio. I guess what's the term for like the narrator
The narrator,
when they switch narrators like mid series or something,
yeah,
and it's someone with a completely different voice. That's happened to me multiple times throughout like long book series, and you're just like, what the fuck? I know I don't want to listen to this person talk. Where's the other guy?
yeah. This luckily this didn't happen. It was the same two narrators,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a man and a woman, and you could tell if it was the perspective of a man or a woman depending on who was
Gotcha.
reading.
I think I
So
did
no,
listen to
yeah.
all
So
those.
that's a great that was a great series. I'm actually kind of
Nice.
hunting for something new. I'm reading the I Robot. Actually
Okay.
that's I don't know if it comes across well with my accent. But I Robot. It's a
Mm-hmm.
smaller book. I'll probably finish it this weekend, and then
Nice.
we'll see what I pick up next.
Are you on
No,
Goodreads, Jose?
I am not on Goodreads. I could be.
I do recommend it solely for what do I want to read next, and then like so there's like 50 different crew on Goodreads now, and most of us are friends with each other. So it's kind of cool to like I'll go look at like Jen's books and Jess's books and Jake's books and stuff, and just kind of like get tabs on what people have been reading, and so it's just, you create the list of stuff you have read, and then you can create like to read lists and stuff as well. So I
Right.
think it's just a very cool thing, but for me, I don't mostly, I use it for the archive aspect because I'm OCD as shit. But also another big benefit is like the gamesmanship and the community that you get out of it because you try to like keep tabs on who's been reading what and just getting a lot of inspiration from other people of what they've read and how they've rated it. So highly recommend that if you're just trying to submerge yourself even deeper in the crew and find other shit to read because
Right.
I've read all those books and you could go through my list and be like, oh, he's read 20 of these books, let's give it a shot, and like, vice versa with other people. So it's my little plug on Goodreads.
Right.
So iRobot is an Isaac Asimov.
That's
Yes.
correct. I
Is it
have
Yes.
like
it. I
19
think I
like
have it
20?
here.
It looks
Yeah,
like a
and
100-year-old book.
it has nothing to do with the movie. The movie
I
was
didn't think it
actually
would.
pretty good
Yeah.
for what it was. But being the Jose, you might not have listened to a lot of the episodes. I'm a very big fan of that old school sci-fi.
Oh, cool.
My favorite book of all time is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'll have to maybe I DM you at some point for the contact. Yeah, I read. I mean, I read. I mean, it's gone up and down, but I remember reading the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy a while back.
We literally talked about that this last
Yeah.
week's
Yep.
guest
Oh yeah,
Matt. That's
yeah. I
like his
forgot
favorite
about
book
that. Yeah, yeah,
series.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
he
And
was.
then, but then I went into like this whole history, where I was
Hmm.
reading like Caesar's The Civil War, which I thought it was so cool to read something that was written like 2,000 years ago and stuff like that. And then I read a bunch of science books, more not just the stuff that I read for work. And then lately is when I got into sort of like fantasy books. So
Nice.
so anyway, so it's been all over the place. So
That's awesome. Well,
anyway, but
uh, I know I got to watch your YouTube video last week. Well, actually, we'll get into the YouTube video when we, maybe when we get the guest on. Actually, that might just be more fitting. So that wraps up most of this. So last week's episode, Jose, do you remember what last week's Mastonomics episode was? And give us a little synopsis of that and a rating if you got time.
so yeah, I guess last week's I remember sort of three things about it. It was like a big training update for Tanner and Tommy, and I think Tommy. First of all, I am impressed with him because his training is going well, except for his deadlift for some reason. So and then so he says because I think he has his deadlift is like super compared to mine anyway. But and then also the way he goes about his nutrition and his sleeping. So I think he has it dialed in, and I don't have my nutrition dialed in. So I need to work on
Same.
that. And then Tanner with this rehab, and I guess the rehab has gone up and down. I can reminisce. I can. No, that's not the right word. Anyway, so I feel the same way as Tanner because I also blew out my ACL, my right one, so it takes a while to come back. And I actually blew it out playing basketball, sort of like pickup basketball.
Kindred
so,
spirits.
so
When you're here, you don't have ACLs.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
biggest threat to lifting, pick up
And then
basketball apparently.
right. And then actually, Tanner and I have a lot of similar things over the years, by the way. Anyway, so it's kind of weird because I only recently met him once. And then also how to sell a powerlifting meet, where they sort of basically said how Mastonomics is great, which we think is great, but they were talking a bunch about how great they are and how great we are. So I guess it's cool. Um, but I'm going to give it 5 out of 5. Live hard, the VC Classic.
Nice, nice. Well done. What do you think, Joy?
Um, yeah, how to sell a powerlifting meet and strongman meet in less than a day is just I mean, like it's pretty straightforward. If you can't follow these rules, you're a loser. All you got to do is podcast for a decade, develop a community of people that actually care about you and each other, right? And then put on this lifting meet for 3 years, and then the fourth one will just sell out immediately. Like it's that easy. Come on. Like, come on, alpha males. It's all right in front of you. It's all the podcast stuff right in front of you. Um, they're not wrong, and no part of what they said was wrong. It like they've been doing this so long. I went to the first and second one. I came from Canada. The first one I drove with a friend. Second one I flew and he drove. Right? Like this brings people from all over the place. And we didn't go because it was a powerlifting meet, right? We went because it was the lift hard, live easy. And it was our meet. It was the crew meet. It was for us. And, all jokes aside, there is no way I don't think anybody could replicate that unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry, right? There's no way to replicate what they did. So I really enjoyed the tongue in cheek kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Not motif. Either way, the tongue in cheek aspect of that episode was being like, yeah, just do what we did. It's easy. So I'm gonna give that one a 5 out of 5s. Keith's flights being delayed every year.
Well, I hope not then. Knock on wood for this year. Yeah, training update. I do love that like they even make fun of themselves in the moment that they talked about their training update for like 90 minutes and then they talked about Lift Livesi for 20 and then it was still labeled Lift Livesi, how to sell out, whatever. I did like when they were kind of like in real time going, who else could do this? And they're mentioning Juji and Brian Shaw. Well, like with both for sure, if they put on, Brian literally did do it with the first year of the Shaw Classic during COVID and stuff, but like no fans could come or whatever. But like still getting people to travel that you want to interact with and that you want to like invite over to your house, it's just there that doesn't exist. Like you said, like Arnold sure could get 1,000 people to come do something, but like he's not gonna be like coming to my house where
Yeah.
we're literally gonna
And they said that
like
too, yeah.
there's people that are gonna like use the facilities at their house and like even though there's a porta potty like there'll be people that it's just
There was not a porta potty at Tanner's house for the
no,
first year.
you're one there wasn't for sure. I definitely
Yeah.
like held on
We
a piss for like 3 hours and
Oh,
finally had
I
to let
definitely
one
peed
loose
in
at the end.
Tanner's
No, I
bathroom.
for sure did at the end, but I waited until the like but
And his and
just
his backyard goes against a park. So you can't even
I
just like you
yeah,
can
no, there was no hedgerow. The
you can't
hedgerow was
camp.
like through a back 40 and then there
Yeah.
was woods, but it was like through an entire fucking
You can't
farm.
even camping trip it. Like, you're just flashing kids, you know it.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to think what else was in. This was not a week that I was able to jot any notes down, but and then the pre-show this week got me all twisted of what was what, and I don't know. I don't like missing the pre-show, and then I end up just sticking around. But yeah, 5 out of 5. Lift hard, live easy. Make it easy.
Uh yeah, also then they were naming all of the people that were like they couldn't do this person could do this person, and they said I think Bradley Martin, and I
Mhm.
just like I literally in my car went, "Who?"
Oh, he was. Well, the funny thing about him is when he opened up his gym, he did this whole thing where like it was an open gym, and then he had to kick people out, and it was like really funny. He was like, "If you're not an influencer with like 100,000 followers, get the fuck out," because like there was just too many people in the gym, and they needed to like only have famous people there, so it like was more popular for him. And I
Yeah.
don't know. It was just like Bradley Martin is like the anti fucking Tanner and Tommy as far as like, and I guess he even has a podcast, but like I don't know anyone that listens to it or gives a
I've
fuck about. I don't know
yeah.
anyone that gives a fuck about Bradley Martin in any
Okay. So
capacity. Yet,
not
yet
only
he's very very famous, but he's like one of those famous people that like I don't give a fuck about.
so I
Like
don't know who he is, probably for a good reason because
it's just
I
he's
don't
a
do influencers. All right, cool.
By the way, I got
yeah.
I got to laugh when they said that Megan Lift could get it going, but a lot of
Megan
weird people
squats.
would show up. Megan squats, sorry, Megan
Yeah,
Yeah.
squats.
Meg squats.
We get out, weird people would show up.
Yeah, yeah. I have
No.
been to the Arnold and watched her booth for a bit. Yeah, can confirm. Weird people show up.
You got an affiliates you want to hit us with there, Joey?
I do want to hit you with Obsidian, Plate Snacks, and Belt Fed. Can't we say it every week? Obsidian, best ammonia. I'm actually going through the back catalog right now where they actually first got their box from Travis, and they still had a code, which was awesome. I didn't know they had that. Plate Snacks as well. Most of you are getting your stickers from Plate Snacks. Keep it up. And Belt Fed Strength. Chris, amazing dude. Crew specific, so please don't share that with the rest of us. But those are 10% off on all of those. I think Obsidian's 15%. And yeah, it's code unpaid.
Love it. Big Jose, do you have anything you want to tell us about Massonomics?
Sure, I have an ad here for Mastonomics, so let's see. So the Unpaid and Underrated podcast is brought to you by Mastonomics and the Mastonomics supporting membership. Come join the Mastonomics community by becoming a supporting member and help Tanner and Tommy keep their George Foreman's grills working. Boomers, Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z, all are welcome, so long as you're willing to overpay for shorts and like the smell of rubber mats in your garage gym. But wait, there's more. Come and learn the probability of wearing the same shirt, the best lift to assess strength, the best way to count your reps in your head, and how to get strong, how to stay strong, and how to use your strength. But best of all, come join a supportive community of like-minded individuals who enjoy lifting hard and living easy. All this and much more for the cost of a cup of coffee in the 1990s. Mastonomics, the lifting podcast about nothing. The Mastonomics podcast was ranked highest in initial quality by among crew members in their own class. Katie Power and Associates, 2025.
Well done.
Yeah, very
well done.
good. Back when we used to be a proper country and coffee was only $3. I actually, the way you said that, I got to put this out there if it's okay, and Nate can delete this if he doesn't like it. The idea that supporting memberships supports this podcast. I don't think anybody has ever worded it that way, and I really think we should focus and latch onto that a bit. Actually, Keith, put that in your notes, put that in your spreadsheets or something. That's incredible. That was a really good line, Jose. Thank you. There's your supporting membership not only supports Massonomics, but it supports what we do.
Yeah, since we have a lot of listeners that come in at different times and stuff. So, like as Joey's alluding to, like Tanner foots the bill for whatever expenses Nate has on the back end for the website and Zoom and this, that, and the other. As far as I know, Tanner's paid for all that for 3 years, just without question. So, that's several $100s over the last few years that we haven't had to contribute, which has been great because I think contributing several hours a week is enough that we don't need to go out of our own pocket. He's offered to pay for stickers a few times for us also. So, yes, crew has paid for this essentially, but also Tanner just wanting this to continue for us has been very easy because every podcast fucking like one little pebble in the road and this might have gone away. The first time the three of us have a pissing contest because someone owes someone $40 because we have to split the dues between the three of us, not having to fucking deal with that. Like I have friends that have podcasts that die for dumber shit than that.
Yeah.
Like just not having a financial motive behind us having to do anything whatsoever. It's been great. So we really appreciate you, Tanner and Tommy, and crew in general, keeping it rolling.
That's really cool, by the way. That's actually nice.
Well, that's why we do the weekly ad read by the guest, right? Okay. Is that we have all these affiliates. We all have we have codes for them. Some of them are kickbacks, some aren't. But in reality, our main and only sponsor is Massonomics.
Yes.
But I like the way you worded saying, by default, supporting members, supporting us. I like it. That's good.
Yeah, remind me. I'll pull that clip if I remember next week.
Yeah, I'll find a way to word that in a better way than I just did. And it's probably the way you did.
I get you. All right, we got to kick everybody out of here. We got a bunch of people in the chat. They're in the Zoom chat for some reason. We really do have like 9 messages in our Zoom chat, so we go get rid of those.
Yeah, I'm reading all that.
See if we can get Jose on the horn. Big Jose, is that you, buddy?
Yeah, hi. How are you? Yeah, it's me.
Can you hear us okay?
Talk to you. Yeah, I can. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful.
Finally.
Well, this is your opportunity to go and introduce yourself. Just what's your name on Instagram? Who are you? All that. Just if anyone wants to find out who you are.
Okay, let's get right into it. My name is Jose Luis Herrero. So I'm one of those people. In Spanish, we have 2 names. So Jose Luis, but in America, I just go by Jose. I guess in Canada too, by the way. I learned English in Canada. Maybe we can get into that, by the way. So my handle, in most of my handles are Boston Jose Luis because I live in Boston and my name is Jose Luis. And then on the Discord, I am Big Boston Jose.
Nice, love it. And then, you're on Unpaid and Underrated now, but that means you had to be part of Massonomics and crew. And as the episode number entailed, I think you were number 170 through 173. So that's a fairly low number. So how'd you find Massonomics? What brought you to them? What kept you with them?
So I guess Instagram found me on Massonomics. They kept giving me Massonomics posts. Sort of like right after I started building my garage gym and posting about it, of course. But then, to be honest, at the beginning, I thought it was some sort of like Massachusetts Economic Authority or something. For the longest time, because everything here is Mass Turnpike, Mass this and Mass that. So sorry, it took forever for me to actually click through and say, no, this is two people from South Dakota.
I definitely just woke up Stephanie laughing so hard at that shit. Oh, that was fucking good.
So,
The Massachusetts Economic Authority.
That's the episode title, Nate. Like, just don't even send us a questionnaire of what the episodes are. That is the title of the week. It's gotta be.
Yeah, eventually, I bought a shirt. So it was sort of like the first shirt I bought was the don't curl on me shirt or whatever.
I'm okay. I'm sorry. I'm back. That got me so good. Oh, thank you.
Anyway, where was I? I don't even know.
You bought the Don't Curl on Me shirt.
Yeah, and then bought some banners for the gym, for the garage gym, whatever. I forget. I was not in crew at the beginning. Like when they first announced it, I was already listening to the podcast. I don't know when I started listening to the podcasts, but it must have been at the very least in the episode 200, if not earlier. And no, I have not listened to the back catalog yet. But wherever I started, it was already pretty early. But I missed on the first credit card that they sent, and then I was so pissed about that. That's sort of like when I joined.
Gotcha.
And then that's why the number is 173 or whatever.
I mean,
So,
Tanner probably told you. I'm sure Tanner told you about 20 times. There literally were only 3 spots left.
Yeah.
There was a line in the sand, and you
could have got in. Yeah,
it's like Tanner himself was upset that I was not. That I was not a member.
Well, at least you got in better late than never. I mean, you got in earlier than literally 600 other people, so you're better than 600 some people. That's pretty cool. It's a good feeling to have, isn't it?
Anyway, yeah. So I liked it, and over the years, I've stayed sort of quiet in the background, mostly consuming. And then lately, I poked my head, in the Discord a couple times, and then a couple times I've asked questions now. And then last year I went to Home Gym Con when I met a bunch of people, and that was actually really cool. We have to figure out next year what I'm going to do Mastonomics wise, this summer, that is.
Yeah, on your YouTube video, you sounded like you were kind of hemming and hawing. You were very non-committal. So that was recorded a few months ago. So we're a couple weeks into Q1. You still haven't figured anything out yet?
No, the problem is that now I do. The problem is that first of all, by the way, today we're having sort of like a midlife crisis because my son just turned 21. My daughter just got into college. My 18-year-old daughter.
Congratulations.
So yeah, great. So, but the thing the reason that I say all that is because we didn't know which college she was going to get into, and that sort of like I couldn't make any summer plans until then because it was going to be like when does she need to move in, and then what's the date of all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that now that is known, and I just have to do the math and figure out if I can go to the Lift Hardly Busy or Home Gym Con. I want to do one of the two at least. But then my wife reminded me, like, what? Shoot, I hope she doesn't listen to this podcast. Anyway, she's like, it's our 25th year anniversary. You going to Mastonomics? You're not going on a trip? What's up?
It is couple friendly. Like, unless she likes home gyms or powerlifting and strongman, she might not love it.
North Dakota is a place that she.
Well, Home Gym Con too, but I mean, it's.
So first, I want to say, did your daughter get into Canada's best business school?
No, she was thinking the one school that she passed her mind was McGill, but no, she didn't. She did not apply there. She got into one of the local colleges here in Boston.
Okay, and second, I mean, just remind your wife that Storybook Land exists. Like Aberdeen is for couples. The Dean is for couples.
So anyway, we'll see. And then we have another trip planned, which is already. Instead, we have planned it a while back. We're going to my wife's family. My wife's from New Jersey, by the way, but her family is from Holland. So we're going to Holland, and then we're also going to Spain. There's an eclipse in Spain. Talk about astronomy. So we don't want to miss that. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but I do want to see my crew too. So by the way, so I have to work something out.
Worst case Ontario, you end up in Crew Falls in December.
Yeah, that is also if the summer doesn't work out, good point. Like Crew Falls is fucking awesome. Like it is the most
Yeah,
fun.
Actually,
And it
you're only about, I think, 8 hours away from me. You could just come up here.
Toronto. Yeah, I guess technically Keith is closer. So
Yeah, but you don't need to go see Keith. That's not a trip.
nah,
You can't travel the big expanse of New York. Just come to
no,
Ontario.
it's too it's too
it is a big
dangerous
state. I know
that
that.
it is. It is fucking massive. Bigger than Boston.
That is correct. That is factually correct.
So we know you're from Boston. We can skip the where do you live. Do you want to talk about where you're from?
So I was born in Panama originally. I moved to America to come for college. On my mom's side, my mom's mom is American, so I was able to, or was American. I was able to immigrate easily back in the day. Um, so I went to school in Connecticut for physics and astronomy, and I went to grad school for astronomy also. And then after I realized that astronomy was not going to not going to be something I wanted to do for a career, because the next step would have been to apply to a PhD program and really become like an astronomer, like a professor.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's just not for me. But in the back of my mind, I also had a backup plan the whole time. I always knew how to code. I always knew how to program. When I was a little kid, I was already programming a Commodore 64 computer. And I took a lot of programming classes and internships in college. So, but I think I mentioned in the pre-show that I'm better lucky than good because I was able to find a job as a software developer, and then from there find a couple of, I'm on my third software development gig. So it's been a good ride. So that's me in a nutshell, I guess. That's the elevator pitch anyway.
So
Nice.
from what I know about coding, so you have your degree in astronomy, but you are coding for a living. But coding is closer to astrology because it doesn't make sense. It's all made up. Yeah. And you can just direct it where you need it to go. And sometimes it just fixes itself. Uh,
So
Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, in astronomy, there's a lot of that. A lot of astronomy, at least what I did was a lot of data processing, by the way. So we had to learn to code. So there was
Mhm.
no other way. Every astronomer is both a physicist, a mathematician, a software developer, and probably an instrumentation because they build all their own instruments. So
That's incredible. And I also just really wanted to take a knock at astrology while we were talking. Do you know your Hall of Fame status as of today, including
so
this?
I guess I'm no. I used the math. No, I am seven. I have seven marks,
Oh, hell yeah.
including today. So.
What's the most likely one you're going to knock off next?
That's a good question. I mean, it depends. I mean, if I go to the Live Hard Live Easy, I wouldn't compete, but I would go to watch. So that'd be one. Or if I go to Home Gym Con and they actually switch the rules, which I
Yeah,
think
I think
that's
they're
not going
going
to
to.
happen. Um, if I had to put money on it, but who knows? Maybe one of those would be the easiest ones. I guess in theory I could listen to the back catalog, but I have a lot of other things I want to do too. So that's
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's so
a little daunting.
yeah. I have about less than 90 episodes left. And then I will be a master's completer, which
So I say.
apparently doesn't matter until I go down and get my coat, which
It sounds like it.
so.
I
I mean,
know, eh?
I
I'm
have
still
a
listening.
question
Go
about
ahead,
that
buddy.
code, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I mean, they keep talking like they don't want to babysit a coat, and then they give you a coat. Also,
That's a
There
good
is some
point.
irony.
Yeah.
There is some
so
irony to
like
that.
I mean, I didn't think there was
I
there's
mean,
never
it
a,
is more of a win. Well, unless you're Eddie and Bryce, and you have to get the custom like 4X ones that are literal winter like parkas, like because they are like bomber jackets. But like the other ones are just like they're windbreakers. So
okay.
ironic. I mean, we Unpaid and Underrated did come out with the help of was it
Hogan.
big? Yeah, it was Hogan because Joey E won the first one, but then Hogan was the supplier of our windbreaker, which it was pretty much the idea that they stole from us. I mean, it's all good. I'm just busting their chops, but no,
Yeah.
we
Whoa.
did have a windbreaker out first. Anyways, it was just more of the saying that
Essentially,
it's not a super heavy jacket, so
no, it's a prize you win, and they go, here, you babysit
yeah, it is pretty funny though. The irony of don't babysit a jacket, and then the worst is when they give it to you like in well, like the guys that have to get it in like July, and it's just like, oh, I want to put a coat on in July. Whereas at least when I got it in December, it's like, okay, cool. I know I was getting it, so I didn't wear a jacket to the bar, and I was like, okay, because I know I'm gonna end the night with this other jacket, so it was a good one. But you said so you came from Panama to go to college essentially. So you've been here for 30-ish years then? You went
I've
in
been
like
here.
late
It
early
was
20s?
1989 when I first came to America.
Okay.
So I don't know. I can't do the math. I can't do that math.
Wow, I was
I was
5.
four. I'm
Yeah, I was
four.
5. Wow.
So I'm a little older than you guys.
Eh, too bad.
Not by enough. What is the one piece of Mastonomics merch you wish you had bought? Is there
Oh,
something you
so
missed?
there's no lot about it. This would be the actual reason for me to go to one of the Lift Harley VC so I can get it. It's that blue shirt, the blue lift shirt.
Oh yeah, the
The
weekend
Weekend
warrior.
Classic
Warrior.
one. I don't know. I just always thought it would be there, and until it wasn't, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I because I bought a ton of other stuff over the years. There's no lot about it, and I like them all. I just don't. That classic one. Technically, that classic one, I did buy it technically, but I bought it as a present for my lifting coach. He
Oh,
wears it, but he's bigger than me, right? So he has I wear a large. He has an extra large. But
just get bigger and beat him up and take it.
There you go.
so in any case, I wish I had that one. I want to get that one somehow. If they, I know that I see it in the background and in some of their booths. So I don't know if there's a possibility of getting it in person.
What?
Yeah. Historically, it's available in person. I don't know if they'll have it at Home Gym. I don't know if they had. Well, we won't know. Well, honestly, don't know anything about their booth for Home Gym Con, and they're not gonna have an Arnold booth.
Yeah,
The
never
Lift
say
Hard Live
never.
Easy. Yeah.
Right. So anyway,
Uh, but we can get into your CTF. We do know, a lot of us had watched your video. We can make it so if anyone that watched your video already got your spiel on the gym. So do you want to talk a little or as much as you want about your gym, but knowing that a lot of people already watched your video. But I want to hear more about like your just experience with just having Tanner or Tommy show up to your house and like the couple hours you spent with them and how fun that was and any like behind the
so
scenes stories.
yeah, so they showed up and then I was super nervous. First of all, I was not nervous when they showed up. Right? When they show up, one thing happened. Like okay, of course, but Boston, right? I was gonna go get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and I texted them, "Hey, do you want anything?" And then they said, "Oh yeah, no, we're okay. We don't need anything." I'm like, "All right, well, I mean, I know that they track their macros to like a T or whatever." So I was like, "I'm not gonna buy a bunch of donuts and then have them here." But then I felt bad because in every other house that they went to, they had like food for
Yeah,
them or whatever, and like
everyone gives them food.
burritos and all kinds
Everyone
of
gives them
things.
food. Yep,
And
you
I'm
give them
like,
pepperoni
what the
rolls.
hell? They must think like I'm the biggest good person in the world.
I mean,
So
we were talking about it the other day how you were the only one that didn't give them any food. They had
yeah, I
mentioned
know.
that at Crew Falls.
Oh
I'm
God,
just kidding.
yeah.
I'm literally
I
kidding.
know, I know. But anyways, I felt bad about that. But no, they were super nice. My wife is, if speaking of, actually, it turns out they were talking. My wife is there for a little bit. My wife had actually been to South Dakota, so for work in sort of like some years ago. So they talked about that. They started. I was so tongue tied. Like they were so like I doesn't. I watched the video and it doesn't show, but I felt that so tongue tied throughout the whole thing.
No,
Uh,
you came across well.
anyway, and then there were things that I wanted to get into that we didn't get into. For example, like, oh, Jose is the person that gave us this horrible waters, which I did send them waters. I think it was like jalapeno margarita waters or
They
whatever.
touched on
Oh,
it, but it wasn't elaborated on.
I
yeah.
know,
Oh
yeah.
no,
So
that was you.
yeah, that was me. So infamously, I did it on purpose. I didn't knew that was not going to be good. Anyway,
That's the best.
but then they said, what else? Oh yeah, the statistics thing that I
Yep,
posted about
yep. Yeah, they
well,
touched on that.
my most important contribution was sort of like the counting, and I forgot to mention it throughout the whole
Oh,
video.
yeah. How do you
So
count your sets or how
yeah,
do you count the
exactly.
12 or
So I
whatever the
feel
fuck it
that
was?
that's
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
like after that I can't ask. I just peaked. That was a mastonomics peak for Jose. So And then
Yeah, that was you. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
so
Or do you count to 10?
the cool thing was that Tanner and Tommy had different ways, so they were actually kind of fighting it out. So because if they both did one way or the other, it wouldn't have been as funny. Anyway, so I wanted to get into like some things that I wanted to get into because my gym is small. I have a small gym, but it is a relatable gym. It's a gym that people can actually. This is you don't need this big giant gym full of machines, which is cool if you have it, of course. So, so it's similar to Tommy's gym, except that he shows like a separate sort of like cable machine, and he has like he doesn't have many dumbbells. He has like little dumbbells. Whereas I chose the other way around. My cable machine is attached to the rack, but I wanted dumbbells. So I actually had that prepared in my head, the whole spiel, and I didn't say it.
Nah.
And then anyway.
Must have been nice to know they were coming and have time to prepare.
Yeah, exactly.
They fucking knocked on my goddamn door and said, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "What
Hello.
the fuck? I thought you were in fucking what would they call it? The New England tour, not
the
fucking
only
New York, to New
surprise
England."
gym tour, and he's whining about it. Relax.
No. It was relevant.
And then they got into the whole the surfing, which if you want. I mean, I know that you talked about it last week at the episode, and about you want to know about the wax or whatever
Sex wax.
Sex
wax. We did have sex. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a thing. That's what we use. I use other brands too, by the way, but yeah, there's two kinds. There's tropical wax and cold water wax because if you put tropical wax and you use it in the winter, it's basically like candle wax. So if you step on it, it's like an ice skating rink. So the cold water wax is a lot softer. But if you take cold water wax in the tropics, you step on it, and again, it's also like that, right? Because it's just like melted wax. It melts right away. It melts at a very low temperature.
So at the end of like a surfing session, does just like the water and your friction of your feet end up wearing it all off, or do you have to actually like clean the board to put it away every
No, that's
day?
a good point. That's a good point. So the wax stays on. You only take it off once a year or something. So you put a good base on it, and then on every session, I just kind of like top it off. So do a little bit of wax on top just to make it like rougher. Imagine again like the analogy of chalk is true. Yeah. So you put a little bit on top.
Interesting.
And by the way, we wear wetsuits with a hoodie, gloves, and the gloves are actually mittens, by the way, and boots and booties. So,
so it's really just your face that's exposed.
Right. It's really just sort of like this ninja face that that is sort of, and of course, what you don't want, which happens all the time, is that squirt of water that goes exactly through through the back, and you're like, whoa.
Oh yeah, like nothing like 30-degree water running down the small of your back.
So, and yes, by the way, I will say this, there is a little bit of shrinkage, just like Seinfeld mentioned. So
you weren't in the pool, Jose?
What? I'm sorry.
You weren't in the pool?
I was not involved in it. Yeah. So
I got you.
And by the way, one last thing about surfing. Yeah. There is surf in the Midwest. So and those Great Lakes, there's surf. Like I don't know if you guys know Sheboygan in what's the name of that? Wisconsin in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. That and a lot of those towns, Chicago up and down and everything. There's surf right in those lakes in the winter.
What lake would that be?
All five lakes have surf, by the way. And then
I've seen windsurfing here on Lake Ontario.
Windsurfing for sure, but there's also wave surfing from the storms. And
that's fair. We've said it before on here, Jose. These are I call them inland seas.
Yeah.
Right. Lakes
we're talking about Great Lakes more than any other.
Big giant ships,
which is
going out.
Not a bad thing. It's just
true. Yeah.
We're talking about the Great Lakes.
Lakes don't look like this to the rest of the world, and then people come here. And they're like from the UK or from any other country in the world, and
is that the Pacific Ocean?
They see the Great Lake, and they're like, "This is not a lake. I can't see the other side." And you're just like, "This is the lake." It's
so I've never done it, but what I read is that cold water, as fresh water, you don't float as much, so it's actually harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Cool. That's the surfing segment, I guess. But if you want to go any
Nice.
questions, please let me know.
It will segue into some more surfing in a bit, but just the last general question. So you had a decent, yeah, I think you had a handful of people that got submitted some questions for you. So how did you go about just explaining why you were sending a questionnaire for a podcast?
So I mentioned that this was a podcast for people that train and have garage gyms. That's all I basically said.
It's easy enough.
And then I submitted it to like people that I live with in my garage gym, like basically neighbors. And then some of my family. I don't think any of my family submitted it. Maybe.
I think your
But I
wife
made the
did, I
mistake of
believe.
passing it on to some fraternity brothers that I kept in touch with. So I am afraid of what they might have said. Because they know all the skeletons in the closet. So
Actually,
we'll
I don't
see
think
what
your wife
happens.
did. Never mind. So we got, let's see. So I can tell you real quick. So you submitted Matt, Brad, Man, Man,
Mankey.
uh,
Mankey, yeah.
Jason, and Cody.
Oh, cool.
All
So yeah, that's
submitted.
actually a good swap. One neighbor, one ex-coworker, one fraternity brother, and who else I forget. Anyways, yeah, oh no,
Eh,
one a training partner.
nice. Well, usually we like to get a little more family in there to get some dirty story, not dirty story, but like background and stuff.
Well,
But it is what it is.
so that's the problem. Like my family is in Panama, right? So like that, I did not give them. They would have no idea.
Yeah.
Besides it's in English, they speak Spanish. So
I
Yeah.
I'm okay with Spanish.
so
I can actually understand. Like if they had submitted in Spanish, I
so
probably would have
right.
figured it out. I can't speak
So
it, but I can understand it, which is a weird leftover thing from years of training back in the day.
yeah, no, it's weird. It's like my life in Panama and my life in America. It's like basically dual personalities, like completely different, things
They
happening.
just found out you lift. Like, is that?
Yeah, some I started training in Panama to be honest. So but
That had to be what's the gym scene down there like?
so I remember the gym name was called Hercules, as in like Hercules,
Hmm.
mythical guy. There's a lot of rust. In Panama, everything rusts really quickly.
Could see that.
So
It sounds like my basement. Do you want to hit him with the least fun, most fun?
Yes, sir. Jose, are you familiar with least fun, most fun, and how we play?
yes, I am.
All right. So anyone listening, all of Jose's friends and family in Panama, who I'm going to specifically try to send this to, least fun, most fun is a game we like to play here. So we're going to give Jose one topic, and he has to go through and essentially tell us the least fun thing about it and the most fun thing about it, not either or, just both.
All
So
right.
Big Jose, least fun, most fun. I'll go kind of the low hanging fruit here. Surfing in Boston.
So I guess the least fun is uh, changing out of the wetsuit in the winter. I mean, that can get cold. Actually, I've learned to change in the Houdini change in the car now. So there's just no you can't, especially when the wind hits you if it's windy, and most of the time in the summertime and the winter time is windy. Um, it's like I mean you're basically kind of naked for like a few minutes while you're
Hmm.
changing out, and then it's sort of like in your wet. It's sort of like it cuts your skin. You can imagine. Remember that you ever had that feeling that
Mm-hmm.
so that's not fun. The most fun is of course the surfing. Surfing is like awesome, man. Like it's like the mafia. Once you're in, you can't get out. So, so
You
it's
don't
that
surf
feel.
alone much, do you? Like you're always surfing in groups, or do you have to go and
So
surf alone?
I go to the beach. I go to the beach alone. Once in a
Okay.
while, I have a couple of texts of different people that we might meet, um, but when I go alone. But no, I everybody knows when there's waves, right? There's like cameras pointed at the beach, and there's like prediction apps. Everybody knows that in the old days you had to do your own predictions. Then it was
Hmm.
like you had to drive to the beach and figure it out yourself. But now everybody knows there's no secrets. So when there are waves, you're never surfing alone. So that's not,
Gotcha.
which is
So,
nice. Which is you don't. And then yes, different beaches you get to see the same people over and over. So you got
mhm.
to get to know people. But it's more like a hey kind of people.
So how often is there actually a surfable surf? Like I'm not
So there
really
will be one. We're getting I don't know when this podcast will come out technically, but we're getting this
Tuesday
snowstorm,
coming up.
right?
Yeah,
this.
more so Sunday we're getting hammered, I think, like the whole
So right,
half the country.
so there will be waves on Tuesday, and I'm already thinking like, ooh, dude, can I go into the beach before work or whatever? So I don't know. The days are so short in the winter too, so that's another problem.
Hmm.
Um,
You
but
don't be
yeah,
doing
if,
any
if
night.
there's any kind of waves in the winter in the on the weekend, I'm breaking promises and I am lying. So
Gotcha. I took, but you don't have like if you wanted to, you can't surf every day, so you can maybe surf
no,
like
no,
once a
you would
week,
have to
once
live.
every like.
Yeah, you have to live like in California and things like that, where they get more
Gotcha.
consistent surf. We surf after storms here in Boston.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, okay.
so there's one of the surf shops is literally called Nor'easter Surf Shop for because
Gotcha.
it's like right after the nor'easters.
Well, the more you know. I learned something new most every. I don't think there's been a week that we've done this podcast. I didn't learn something, so that's pretty
So
cool. I didn't realize that. I didn't know you could surf really at all until I mean we've known of you in general, but then
right,
getting a little more details of how often you can kind of surf and that it's all based around the storms is very interesting.
right.
Well, good, well done.
Okay, that's going to come down to a hype person.
So I also thought long and hard about this, by the way. So
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna give sort of like two answers. One is that I was thinking about like who am I gonna and okay, I'll just say it is Jesse the Body Ventura. I
Oh,
feel
hell yeah.
I think he would be a good hype person. I liked him as a wrestler. I liked his life story. I think he's an awesome individual. Um, I just think he has been a positive for the world, and I feel that he would also hype you up. Never mind how cool of a dude he is. So anyway, so that's my sort of like celebrity person. But really, anybody at my gym already, like again, I think I said in the video, I have a gym downstairs, but I also go to a weightlifting gym, and they do it's a cool community. They do a good job of like hyping you up before big lifts. I'm gonna give him a shout out.
Do you want to drop the name of the gym?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, cool. Aspire weightlifting in here in Massachusetts.
That's amazing. Yeah, you'd be the first person to say Jesse Ventura, and now it reminds me I should work on my impression of him. I'll get there eventually.
I liked him in Predator too, by the way.
Well, of course, he was a great wrestler. He started the flamboyant colors and everything long before anybody else did. Yeah, really good answer, really good guy. Um,
I don't think I'll ever be able to hear Massachusetts again without thinking of Massachusetts Economics Authority. Like
oh God, that's funny. No,
I think
that's so funny.
that has to be a thing.
I went off camera. I was red laughing. Like I was,
Yeah, you put your head in your lap for a solid
But
yeah,
there's
I was
others, right?
done
There's
for.
there's like mass sport, mass pike, mass. I mean, it is everything.
Oh, I for sure didn't know what it was for like several months, I'm sure, but like just to think it's about Massachusetts and it's like a targeted company to you, that's
Yeah.
just really fun. But it makes sense as you live in Massachusetts, so like I get it.
Um, do you want to do? We've already talked about what you do for a living. Do you want to go any more on it, or just settle it where it's at? You're an astronomer who does coding.
So yeah, I mean, that's I really enjoy solving problems. So I'm a software developer, but like I really get a kick of like I'm a tool. I don't know if I'm almost doing like my yearly review here. Here's what I did last year. So
You know what?
I I
You just write it, and I'll sign
I I
it.
like making people's life easier. So whether that's a small script for somebody that that they before they had to do three steps and now they have to do one step, or something larger than that. Like I like making people's life easier through software development. So that's what I do. That's what I do for a living.
Okay. I have two questions from our producer,
Okay,
and if you don't mind,
sure.
okay. Will software engineers be useless in a year, like Cursor's CEO just said?
So I don't know. I can't predict the future. I mean, there have been many examples in the past, right? Like all of a sudden, like you can imagine having like people at the turn of the 19th century saying like, "Will there be ever like why horseshoe makers are never going? You will always going to need horseshoe makers." And bam, here comes the car, right? There's been many
Mm.
examples like that. Um, I use AI for my work all the time. Like, I find it now, so by, a few, in this last year it's been, but it's been like just to me, it's a different tool. Like it's been a super empowering tool for things that used to take me a couple hours to like decipher or to infer what's wrong with some error or something. It can look up things a lot faster. It can do it in seconds. But that just means that I can do more. On the other hand, the way that AI works right now, at least for like coding, it really wants to please you. At least the ones in my experience, and it will invent things that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So, or more what can happen is that sometimes you can see, right? It feeds these models are trained on documentation, right? If the documentation is wrong, then it will give you a wrong answer too. So, and that has happened to me a lot of times. So you really have to, at least for me, um, I have to rely on my own knowledge, and my own knowledge of like the system that I learned really all the way back to like when I was a little kid with my Commodore 64, for like putting it in place. So imagine it's like if before I was coding with like screwdrivers and things like that, and now I have power tools. So that's a good analogy.
Okay, good answer. Yep, I like it actually. Um,
But yeah, if all that low hanging fruit, well, I still wouldn't trust like a system that was built purely on AI, but it can do a lot of things, a lot of pieces. It can give you a lot of pieces, but I still think there's a human has to put it together.
I agree. Yeah, my wife and I talk about that quite often. Is the reliance on AI and just how wrong it can go and how it's like AI art is not really art. Like it's just you're technically a writer at that point. You're just writing prompts to get the thing you want. So I'm with you on that one. Second question from Nate. Have you ever used operator overloads?
Yes.
Could
So
could you start by explaining what the heck that means?
so that's first of all, that takes me back to C++, where like I used to work in C++, and now I work in Python. So it's been a couple of years. But like for example, the plus sign between two integers can mean like add these two integers together, or the plus sign between like two strings, like just like two words, means put these two words together into a bigger string. But you can say like, oh, I have my own objects or classes, and I have a class that represents windows, and I have another class that represents cars, and I'm gonna define plus to be that window plus car to mean something else, and you overload the operator that way. So
Mm.
I don't know if that made sense, but you can essentially you have a plus sign, all the operators, plus, minus, equals, all those things you can in C++ lets you redefine them in such a way to like in theory for you to like be able to have for them to have different meanings. Um, it's something that I've used more I've used in the past more like as a client. Like there's libraries that overload operators. Uh, I don't know if I probably did. I don't know if I ever had to like actually overload operators myself. Uh, but yeah, but that's what they are. I don't know if that makes sense.
To an extent, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right. There are more from him, but that'll come later.
Okay.
I think that's enough work talk. I've said it before. This is not the work podcast. This is the lifting podcast about nothing.
Okay.
All right. Keith, you're up by there, buddy.
Yeah. So you touched base on it on the podcast a little bit about your lifting history, but anyone that didn't, or sorry, on the well, it is a podcast. Your YouTube video is a walking
Right.
podcast, as we like to say. But anyone that didn't get a chance to watch that, just catch them up to date on when you started lifting, how your lifting journey went, any competitions you've done, what you're currently doing, what you want to do. Just give me the whole gambit.
Right. So yeah. So I was always, by the way, when I was little, I was always tall and skinny, and I was being, I was always a skinny kid. I was like, when I was in high school, I was like almost 6 foot. I am 6 foot now, but back then, and then like 130 pounds. So I always had sort of this complex of being weak. And the bus, my school bus, drove by a gym, that Hercules gym, all the time. So I was like, man, I really need to get into that gym. And Eventually, I did in Panama with a bunch of friends. But then I went to college here in America, and then again I was the same weight, the same skinny kid. My one of my friends, in fact, Matt, by the way, the guy that submitted, uh, I said, hey, I want to start lifting, but I don't know how to. I really don't know how to lift. And then he's the one that sort of got me into the college gym, and we started lifting with York plates and those old York bars or whatever.
Nice.
Um, and then, the combination of lifting, again, bro lifting, not really like
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
the combination of bro lifting and cafeteria food at the at the university, I gained like 30, 40 pounds of, I want to say muscle, but it was probably not all muscle. But then all through my life, my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, I always did, I guess, three things. I surfed when in Panama, and eventually I started surfing in Boston because also didn't discover there was surfing in Boston until later. Um,
Same.
and and then I played basketball. Again, I played basketball because in Panama I was quote unquote tall, but here in America I'm not tall. And then I was going to the gym. I was quote unquote going to the gym, but it's only recently that I started, what you would consider lifting, right? So only it was I built my garage gym. It was gonna. I always wanted to build a garage gym, and we built it like really like right before COVID. So I started like at least the first iteration was right before COVID. So I was able to get a bunch of stuff. I started doing starting strength. It seemed like a good program to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I got hurt twice doing it.
Oh no. Yeah, five by
So
five by five.
and then I was like, oh, I think I feel that actually it was like a friend of mine that also lives from work. He was like, the best advice I can give you is to work with a qualified coach. So
Mm-hmm.
and I, not knowing any better, I sort of did a search for weightlifting coaches in my area, not knowing that weightlifting was like Olympic weightlifting.
Literally Olympic weightlifting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So I think a lot of people don't get that still.
yeah,
Looking
so
up those hot coaches in your area.
right. So exactly. So anyway, I started lifting with him and learning I always wanted to learn to I always wanted to learn to clean and a barbell. And so that's one thing he taught me. But eventually, like, oh, if you're going to clean, might as well clean and jerk and snatch and everything else. And we moved from low bar to high bar.
Mm.
Um, I've been doing high bars ever since then. And then also, like, almost, I mean, my mobility has gotten so much better, but I squat way to below parallel now. So I bet you if I moved to low bar and just squat to sort of like powerlifting depth, I could probably, my numbers would go high, more than what they are now, because just from uh, the movement itself. But I'm not chasing numbers right now. Again, I'm a little bit older than you guys. I'm just lifting for health, really, to be honest. So that's really what it comes down to. I'm lifting to stay strong into the years to come.
Any aspirations to do a weightlifting competition?
So yes, I will probably do that. There's a couple that are coming up. I mean, I need my snatch is really bad. Like I recently learned to snatch, by the way. So
Hmm.
if I can when I can snatch the blues, I'll probably start looking for a.
I don't think
Uh,
anyone. I'm confident that because they literally, it was 2 weeks ago at my local gym. They do a weightlifting competition annually, and I watched some of it on the live stream, and it was just people out there doing like 50 pound. Like there's kids and older women, and there's like a variety of people that no one gives a fuck what they're doing. Like the dude that did 300 pounds overhead got the same response as the kid that did like 30 pounds. Like no one
yeah, I
fucking
know, I know.
cares what you lift, dude. Like, and you're not
Yeah,
getting, as you've said, you're not getting any younger. So like, do the fuck, don't like,
Is
if you
that
can
is
only
that
do 130, just fucking do it, man.
Yeah, Keith, I think it comes down to the same thing everybody has ever said since the beginning of this. Don't wait till you're strong enough. You already are.
Yep.
right. Well, anyway, so yeah, maybe we'll do a part. I mean, okay, fine. We'll do a lifting. I know if I tell my coach, he's gonna be yeah. The one that's coming up is called the Bay State Games. Is the one that the local meet that's every year in June. So
That
I think I
sounds
can do
like
Well,
June.
there's
Oh
fun.
yeah.
one in July. It's in South
Oh,
Dakota. It's
Well,
called the
no,
Lift Hard, Live Easy.
we're talking weightlifting though. That's specifically, I mean,
Yeah.
you do whatever you want, but like, it sounds like you're putting all your money and your effort and your eggs into weightlifting. So
So yeah, so
You
I
don't
would
want
say
to be
yes.
like 5 years in and be like, oh, remember when I was a lot more mobile 5 years ago? And I should have done it then. So like, I don't know, man. I implore you to get something on the calendar.
Right. The other thing, the other thing that happened last year, which why the reason that it didn't happen, among other things, among my own, what do you want to call stupidity? Let's just say that is that I did get hurt last year. I got a hernia,
Ooh.
sort of like
Mm.
in one of those growing hernias, and I was so pissed about that too because lifting was going. It was one of those things where lifting was going great, and again, I wasn't doing macro factor, but I felt that I was eating well and everything else.
Yeah, yeah.
And then boom, I got the hernia, and I was like, oh my God. And then I mean, I continued training through that. By the way,
Hmm.
we have to be like
You didn't have to have surgery. You kind of just did its own. Like
eventually I had surgery, and
okay, yeah.
they put this mesh thing, this
Yep.
plastic mesh thing in there or whatever. I asked the doctor like, oh yeah, two things happened by the way. This thing, the two
Yeah,
things
let's
about
hear
that
it.
hernia. So the first thing is I asked the doctor. So hey, when the archaeologists might find my bones 2,000 years from now, they'll just see a big piece of plastic next to me. Yeah, that's how they'll find you.
That's actually
So,
pretty neat.
but then the second thing is that there was like a scan that had to make to like find what the hell was going wrong with the hernia, right? I don't know. Maybe they over, it's also the American medical system. They, oh, you have insurance. Let's just scan your whole body. So
Yeah.
anyway, but the thing is that the doctor was like, oh, by the way, this is the hernia. Okay, fine, whatever. This is how I know you lift. You see this muscle here? Most people is like this. Yours is like this. And this other,
Nice.
they're like all these internal muscles. They're pointing them all out. So
That's
that was
actually
kind of
really
cool.
cool. That is
So.
very cool to see. Like, that the last 30 years of my life of having a barbell in my hand has paid off. The doctor in my scan can see that this
Right.
muscle is actually a muscle. That's really cool, actually.
So, because God knows it doesn't show on the outside, but on the inside is where it counts.
Nice.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. I still remember going to physiotherapy and them telling me to do uh, take a ball and do a 5 pound one-legged squat. And my chiropractor was also in that office, and he was a lifter, and he also knew what I could do. And I remember him walking by Jose, and he sees me holding a 5 pound ball. He looks at the physiotherapist and goes, "You might as well give him a balloon, man. Give him something better." And I was just like I felt so proud because like at that point I was doing 350 pound squats, right?
Right,
So I
right,
was
right.
just like, oh, yeah, okay, this guy knows.
So,
Yeah, I can
anyway,
appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
so that's cool. That's lifting. We'll see. I mean, there's a couple of numbers that I would like to hit. I have, I guess I'll might as well say everything. So I've never squatted 300 pounds. So
Okay.
I would like to do that, and I would like to also deadlift 400 pounds. So when
Nice.
I do, I'll post those. Those were the two things that were actually closed last September. To be honest, before
Hmm.
the hernia, that's why I was pissed. So.
How has your recovery been? Like, I mean, it sounds like you're working with the coaches. So is your coach giving you like weekly programming when you're home as well, and you're doing a couple in-person sessions, or
So
how are you
yeah,
approaching
so
that?
he gives you oh she's like I could have I don't have the sheet with me, but he gives you I mean I guess I could do it with one of the apps, right? But now I mean I actually kind of like having a coach, and it's a local business, and it's not that much, but
Support
in the
brick and
grand scheme
mortar.
of things. But it's the blocks are a month, and then
Hmm.
so 4 weeks, and he gives you a spreadsheet, and then I told him he knows what I have in the gym, so I actually lift. He programs me 3 days a week, and I do an extra day on my own that
Mm.
Gotcha.
I just kind of do for fun, and then, or with the neighbors or whatever. And then I go to his gym twice, and so I lift him downstairs twice. And then the reason that I have to go to the gym, well, first of all, I like the classes and everything, and like I said in the video, the Olympic lifts, you kind of want to do them under supervision to some
Mm-hmm.
degree.
Yep.
But also, my garage gym is not that tall. I was listening to the episode last week from you guys when you guys were talking about like also doing strongman and then overhead movements, and then you have to like go between the
Hmm.
rafters or whatever.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
I was like, cool, yeah, maybe I could do a snatch that way, but you really have to like line
Yeah,
it
you
up. So,
put
uh,
like tape on the floor and stand in that spot every time.
Yep.
And but it's harder with the snatch because then you got like you're doing a split jerk or whatever. It's like, am I going to
right,
be in the
right.
right spot kind of thing? Or
So,
the clean and pressure on a split jerk, that is.
right. So yeah, I do two sessions in his gym and two sessions in the gym down here, and he programs me again every block. And yeah, and with the rehab, to be honest, like when you get hurt, I mean, because everybody gets hurt all the time, right? So, but you think, oh, he programs you through that too. Like, so it's like, oh, now you're hurt, fine. So now we're gonna do a lot less weight, but guess what? It's gonna be all kinds of tempos and high number of reps. So it's like
It
almost
was
worse.
harder. It was harder
So
work being hurt than it was just getting
exactly,
stronger.
exactly. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So,
Awesome. All right. Well, I got a little switch of gear unless Joey's got something for you. I just wanted to hear more about just your just as far as coming to America from Panama. Do you think it was a little easier? Do you think it was easier or harder coming when you did? Like when you said you came at like 18 or 19, so like you didn't have to deal with like getting bullied in school and shit, but then you're also like harder to make friends maybe? Like I'm just curious how your experience went and how you know.
so yeah, so I mean, I guess I went. My high school was in Panama, and some of my best friends are in Panama. But I was always, as you know, as you can probably smell, I was the nerdy kid. I was definitely in a nerdy crowd. Uh, I don't know if I got bullied, but I definitely there was definitely some amount of that in the '80s,
Hmm.
and so yeah, the tough skin or whatever.
For
Um,
sure.
no, I had when I came here, I already knew how to speak English and how to read
Okay.
English and everything. So
That's good.
so that was not a problem. Like I said, I mentioned before, by the way, Joey, I learned English as an exchange student, and they sent me to Canada, to Alice, Alberta. I spent the winter in Alberta, so that was cold. So anyway,
So whoa,
so this was in
whoa.
'86. This is before I came to America, right? This is
So
in
they
eight.
you learned English in Alberta?
That's right. So I was they
Oh
sent me.
yeah, bud.
That's pretty
I was
cool.
it was this program through my high school. You could sign up, and then in our summer vacation, which again in Panama the quote unquote summer, and it's in December, January, February, but it's not really summer, by the way.
Yeah.
Panama is technically in the northern hemisphere, but it's the dry season. Otherwise, it rains every day. It rains. So,
Gotcha.
so I signed up, and then my host family, which unfortunately I lost touch with them over the years, but I feel bad about that. But yeah, they were in
Well,
Alberta,
this
and
in this day and age, I think you could find them if you wanted to,
yeah, you know,
unless
I
they
made an
passed away.
effort, and I only they I don't for whatever reason I don't think they're on Facebook or whatever. They only found their LinkedIn, and I pinged them, and I never got a ping back, and so
Hmm.
I was like, you know, maybe they don't like me.
I
And
No,
I'm
I'm
like,
sure.
and
I'm sure
the
it's
worst part is
just.
that I'm like George Constanza. By the way, I'm like everybody has to like me.
if I could bring it back for just a second here, there's three places in Canada that you don't want to learn English. And one of them is Alberta, the second one is Quebec, and the third is Newfoundland. And you chose one of those.
Well, they it was chosen for me. So yeah, I did get to see what's his name, the Oilers with Grant Fuhr and all those guys
Oh,
back in the day.
awesome. Oh,
So
I'm also kidding. I just
so
Alberta has a particular accent.
right,
You
right.
know, there's an Ontario accent, especially in the northern. Then you got Quebec, which speaks French, obviously, and Newfoundland, which speaks whatever the hell they speak. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. You got the oh yeah, bud. You got that version of Canada. Oh yeah,
Well,
huh?
yeah, it does make sense for anyone that's listening can obviously hear that Jose has a little bit of an accent, and now we know that it's a Canadian accent.
Yeah, that's a Canadian accent.
Yep.
It's a Panamanian accent on top of a Canadian accent on top of a Massachusetts accent.
Uh,
You never know. So anyway, so no, yeah, I came to Connecticut, and I don't know. It was by then, I don't know what else to say other than looking back on it, it was pretty easy. I was lucky enough to find a good group of friends, Matt among them, but others too. And it made life easier, to be honest. You know, once
that's awesome, man.
if you jump in with the right crowd, they were really great. It was a good experience that with those 4 years in college.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah,
What I had a couple people ask about like basically a generic what would be like your destination surf trip?
So I'm actually going to one. I'm going to El Salvador in March. And then the thing with that place in El Salvador is that it's like a wave pool. It's just where I'm going is it's called El Zonte, and then it's really good. And in fact, I'm actually a little nervous because I hope it doesn't get too big. Because if it gets too big, it can be a problem. But
Like too
anyway,
crowded, or the
no, too
surf
big.
itself
The
being.
waves get
Oh,
bigger, right?
so you'll spend
So the,
thousands of dollars to get there and be like, if I go out there, I'm gonna fucking die. I
so
can't do
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
Mm.
basically, yeah, the waves. The bigger the wave, the faster they travel. So everything has to happen faster. But if their waves are sort of like my size, it would be perfect. Like it would be great. But yeah, so I've been to Hawaii. That was not very nice. I mean, I surfed there in Maui, but it was super crowded, and then I don't think it was not very friendly. I've surfed
Mm.
up all the way up and down the east, from like Rhode Island all the way up to actually Nova Scotia, and the people get nicer the farther north you go. By the
That
way,
makes
so
sense.
in Rhode Island they basically don't want you there. So I don't know if Brandon's going to watch this video, or whatever, where he lives next to a surf beach in the surf town
He
there. By the
does,
way,
yeah. I
uh,
remember watching that video of he's like
uh,
he literally takes his electric bike like a
yeah.
half mile from his house and he's on a beach.
Yeah, and so, but they don't want, especially people in Massachusetts place. I don't think they don't want they don't want us there. But when I was in Nova Scotia, the people that were practically pushing me into waves, basically, they were so nice. So so I would like to see it would have to go to the South Pacific someday. Oh no, no, well I know exactly where I want to go. I want to go to Peru. That's where I want to go.
Okay.
So in Peru, there's a wave that when you basically it's the longest wave in the world. You stand up for like a minute, your legs get tired basically.
Oh wow.
Usually a ride is like a couple seconds. Like I mentioned, you're
Hmm.
mostly paddling and then just surfing for a little bit. This is sort of the other way around. You actually are standing up for like a good 50, 60 seconds, to the point that at the end of the wave, you actually get on a little boat, and the boat takes you all the way back to the when you
Wow.
started. So
Interesting.
anyway, so that mean I want to go there. That's on the to do list.
I always heard Australia had the best surfing.
So Australia is very good. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I don't know if when I'll make it to. I would like to make it to Australia, but it's one of those things that I don't know if the Australia trip will. Whenever I go somewhere and I start saying the word surf, it already becomes like a thing. Like this is not a surf trip.
Yeah.
So
We want to go on vacation. I love this place. Can I just surf for a second? Yeah, no, I get
exactly.
it. Yeah, I get it.
So anyway,
Yeah, every time we go and I'm like, hey, I think one of my friends has a gym around here. No, they don't.
it's
We are not
basically
here for that reason.
it's almost the same thing. I was going to make the same analogy. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Tell me about your OnlyFans content. We don't normally talk about that. We've had other creators on here that create OnlyFans, but I think it's worth asking you about yours.
So I actually don't have an OnlyFans content. That's made up.
Obviously, yeah. There is a joke there
There's
though.
a funny story you're supposed to tell us.
I don't know. I think
No,
that was
there's a the barbell trend of a video that you and your buddy made in the gym of the trend of trying to roll a bar over your ass.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I know that. Right. So okay. So
Hold on. For a second there, you genuinely thought I was like, tell me about your
yeah, that is
OnlyFans.
yeah. Because
I had to
I
reel that one back
totally
in for you, Joey, because he was super.
I have friends that would have thrown me under that bus, and then I had
Yeah,
to explain
yeah.
it. So I don't I
He was like, I just need to be very sure I do not have one of those.
that's
Yeah,
right.
no,
Um,
it's not what we were implying.
but
That's good stuff.
that being said,
That's
yes.
what I say.
So my yeah, there was that trend. I don't know, at the gym where you lie down and see if the barbell, goes over you, or it catches you in the butt, right? Like if you to see if you have a big butt, like from squatting or whatever. And then we did it at the gym, and I think we might have posted it in a story or something. And I can't remember. I think the bar didn't quite get stuck on my. I think my butt is not big enough, so it was almost. But I did feel it. I did felt it like going. So
I think the way they explained it though is they were the one filming and pushing the barbell, so it was
right,
just them filming your butt, and like because they couldn't do both at the same time.
right. I could see that. I remember that. So we did do that at the gym. At Aspire, actually. I should probably not throw them. Maybe they don't want to hear that story, but we did.
So with being having your background in astronomy, do you catch yourself like watching any movie about space and astronomy, and like is Contact your favorite movie or anything like that?
So
Like,
I do like Contact. That you're right about that. It's one of my favorite movies.
figured.
I do. I mean, I watch it. I mean, Star Wars and Star Trek, but I'm not a Trekkie, and I'm not a big Star Wars fan necessarily, but I like it.
Was it,
Um,
it was it the opening scene of Armageddon? And is it Armageddon? Yeah, it's Armageddon where he has that huge, looking into space, microscope, not telescope. He's like the one, like there's only two in the whole world that have it or whatever. I figured that you
so
out there.
I don't remember that. I did see that movie, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
the
So, but to be honest, if I can be honest,
yeah.
there's two kinds of astronomers. There's the astronomers that are, I guess, closer to astrologists, to be honest, that are they can draw all the constellations and everything, and they were the ones out there with the telescope and like moving it right to where things need to be. But I was not that kind. I mean, I was more into astrophysics, which is really what I wanted to know was how stars worked from the
Okay.
inside. So. Um, and that was really cool in my opinion. So like here is let me just to nerd out a little bit.
Yeah.
Here is like this sun. Like you can imagine people at the turn of the last century. Here's the sun. How do we explain that has been what is powering it? What is potentially powering it? And then on the one hand, they did a calculation. Okay, maybe it is contracting, as it contracts, it gets hotter and it illuminates, right? So it did that calculation, and they said the sun would last like a few million years if that was the source of power. But at the same time, here comes the geologist saying, nope, the Earth is billions of years old. So here we go, two sciences doing two different things at the same time. One is saying the sun is a millions of years, and the Earth is billions of years, and you cannot be older than your mother. So
It's fair.
what gives, right? So, but eventually, the stars, the stars are powered by nuclear reactions, and that whole, learning that from first principles was really cool in college. So, that's what I got a big kick out of it.
Awesome. Yeah,
You cannot be older than your mother.
No,
that was
That's
good.
incredible. That's a good line.
Yeah.
Okay, so surfing the sun, is that on the table, or
I'm sorry.
surfing on the sun, is that on the table
No,
at
so
any time?
so the sun is too hot, so for that.
They don't make a wax for that?
No.
That would be some hot sex if it did.
All right, sex wax, you heard us. Get on
Yeah.
the sun surfing
What I
table.
learned from that was basically I had astrology and astronomy mixed up in my head there because I butchered that one for sure.
No problem.
We talked about a lot of goodies.
I think for a second it's worth noting I'm not 100% sure Jose was sure what he was getting into with my silliness there. Obviously, I did not think you were going to surf on the sun.
No problem.
But you definitely thought he had an older
But
penis.
Silver Surfer did probably at the
I was
time.
gonna say Silver
Yeah.
Surfer. Silver
Well,
Surfer.
Silver Surfer can surf on anything.
That's right.
That movie sucked. Sorry.
Well, there's been like three. So
The new one. We're gonna go with the new one because it's in the MCU.
Yeah.
That sucked.
I don't think the
I
middle.
didn't watch that one. I stopped watching the MCU. I don't know, after the second Avengers or something.
I really, so like, okay, the new Fantastic Four is the best Fantastic Four that's ever been made, but that doesn't say a lot because they've all been awful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And this was one of the first ones where I think I watched it and said, I want to finish this movie. And it's been a long time since I finished a Fantastic Four movie on purpose. So I will give them that. And then now it's just going to lead into a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't gotten back into it. So
It's worth watching maybe Logan and the Deadpool movies.
yes,
And beyond
I
that,
want to watch Logan. That's for sure.
Logan's
Actually,
good.
thanks for reminding me. I have to write that down.
Logan, an incredible movie, great storytelling about, growing old as a man, all that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of levels to that movie that aren't a comic book movie. But yeah, hell yeah. I might even watch that before I go to bed.
Jose, will you go ahead and elaborate and explain to everyone how does one correctly tie their shoes?
Oh, so that's correct. So you there's I just a lot of people. By the way, my son played hockey, so which takes me back to also Alberta, by the way, because sorry, I go way back on all my stories.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I would say when they took me to more hockey games when I was there, and those rinks were cold. And I was like, there's no way I'm ever want to see another one of these youth hockey games. What does my son play? Hockey. ¿Qué
Hockey.
más de
Yep.
youth? So yeah, it's a trick that we learned to tie to the hockey sticks, hockey skates. You instead of like doing like one and then like this, why can't you can do more than one? You do one, two, three, poof, and then it stays. It doesn't move. And the same thing with the bunny rabbits. There's no reason to do like one loop around. You can do two loops around, and they
Hmm.
go like this, and then they never come off. It all day. It's all day satisfaction. You're not like, oh my god, I gotta tie my shoes. Oh my god, I gotta tie my shoes like 4 times a day. Why do
I
that?
tie my
No.
shoes all fucking day. I might have to try
Yeah, no,
that.
no, 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 no. So yeah, next time we're in person, I'm gonna have to sort of
Yep.
like gather around kids. Listen.
Well, that brings up, we briefly touched home Gym Con. How was your, experience? Because that was your first time meeting any crew at all, right?
Right. Yeah. So I was pretty.
And I remember you
I mean,
telling
I
me
was
how
not
nervous you were the
nervous,
whole
but I,
time.
I walked into the thing not knowing anybody, and I
Yeah.
think I texted on the Discord like, "Hey, I'm walking into the thing. Like, where are people?"
Mhm.
And then somebody said, "Oh, I think Tanner's there." And then I look over, but he's like filming with like
Yeah.
Big Mini, right? Which I met. It
Mhm.
was super nice too.
Good dude.
And then, but I'm like, I'm not gonna like. At that point, at that point, Tanner to me was kind of a celebrity still. Like
Mhm.
now, I could probably walk up to him and say hi, but like I'm like, okay, here I am. I'm just some stupid idiot saying, giggling over. And then at some point, I know I met you, Keith.
Oh yeah.
And then I think because of my shirt, I had the home gym con shirt, and then that's when people started sort of approaching me actually, to be honest, and then telling me like, "Hey, we're meeting over here. We're meeting over here." I think that first night that I was there, we had sort of like hamburgers,
Yeah,
which
we
was
went to the burger
nice.
joint. Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully you didn't have to wait in line for an hour. Hopefully you were one of the first guys through because the guys
no, I
behind
was
us.
unfortunately at the back.
Oh yeah, you guys waited an
By the
hour.
time
We
we
were
got
done
our
eating by the
stuff.
time you fuckers
Yeah,
got
yeah,
sat down.
exactly. Yes,
Because I think
yes,
someone,
yes.
well, because someone was having a medical emergency. Like, or if you remember, like some kid, like one of the cooks got like carted out on a
Right.
gurney.
And then they run out. They also had run out of like milkshakes too. So
Mm.
um,
My milkshake was really good. It was
right.
really
So
It brought all the
uh,
boys to the earth.
yes.
yeah.
That was
So I don't know. It was a really good experience. Like I really felt that it was an event for crew. Again, I haven't gone to the other events yet. So because it was not. I mean, the conference was big, but the crew that was there was not that big. Like we had what 20, 30 people.
yeah.
So
I
I
mean that's
felt
yeah. But I mean that was 30 people at like a non-Massonomics thing that like
yeah.
we
So
didn't. Tanner like last minute kind of showed up with some. Not last minute, but like there wasn't a super destination for Massonomics. It was just that many people wanted to do home gym shit.
right.
But this year should be like
Yeah, I
there
think this
should.
year it's going to be
I think
bigger.
there'll be 100 people there from Massonomics this year. I bet.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it was a really great, and then again, I met everybody. We had this sort of like deadlift challenge at the end or whatever. So I jumped in a couple times. So that was pretty
Oh, nice.
cool. Um, um, no, I only have positive things to say, both about first of all, of course about Mastonomics, but also about crew, about you guys, and everybody that I met. And
That's
actually now
awesome.
we have Crew England, so we have this New
Yeah,
England
yeah.
Crew England thing going. So that's also pretty cool that we are getting together.
How were you not close enough? Or well, you were probably supposed to go and meet up with it, but you went surfing instead, didn't you? Or were you in that picture? I can't remember
No, I
now.
was there in that picture.
You
Yeah,
were
so
okay, okay.
yeah, I
There
was
I am
there.
stealing
So
stealing credit like you weren't even there, just telling me you
yeah,
weren't
no.
there. You were out there
So
making that
no,
only surf content.
yeah, yeah, only fans. So yeah, actually, yeah. Wait a minute. I was going to say, technically, when you I'm oversharing, I go commando in the inside of the wetsuit. By the way, because
Why
if
wouldn't
you're
you?
well, I mean that's the thing. Like if you're wearing anything else, if you get a wedgie inside of the wetsuit, that is staying in there for
Yeah,
the
that's
rest of the session.
Yeah, that sounds
So
horrible.
yeah, you're just
yeah, so
suffering for a while.
yeah, so
Yeah.
there's yeah, dude. You guys start making me tell everything.
Yeah, I think because and the wetsuit is kind of a jock itself. It's not like you'd wear a jock or anything or like
Right. No,
compression
no, no.
shorts or
Yeah. So
something.
the
It's just
trick,
Yeah.
pretty
the,
much
the trick to getting into a wetsuit is to put like your foot inside of some sort of plastic bag or something, and then it goes really quick, and then you take the plastic bag out on the other
oh,
side.
it's like really big knee sleeves, but
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
tighter.
or the purple Massonomics koozie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus, that thing is it's so tight.
So anyway,
Uh,
um, so we about the crew meetup. So yeah, so we met over there. Actually, I'm also it just he's gonna have to forgive me. I'm the worst with names, and I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Um,
you're
but he
okay, okay.
lives actually very close to me. Actually, he lives in not even a few, not like 10 miles away from me. Not even.
And
Matt,
is at home Gym Con?
No, he hasn't been at Gym Con.
Oh, okay. You're just talking about okay.
Yeah, the
Uh,
crew.
the
Matt,
one that
Matt lives in Boston.
wait doesn't
Where the fuck does Matt live?
DC Metro, I think, or outside of DC. He's like a
Oh,
suburb of
jeez, it's
DC.
like the other side of the country.
He's well, no, it's just like a few hours south, but uh, no, Matt's from Boston, but he doesn't like his family's in Boston, I believe, because
Mm.
he is in Boston on the holidays and like post stories from Boston, but like
Oh,
he
okay.
does not he lives in like Maryland.
Right. Anyway, so I apologize to all my crew England friends. I'm the worst with names.
You're good,
I'll
brother. I butchered it last week, and it was the I still can't. I literally even talked to him today, but like his name keeps evading me. So you're not the only one. But that's all good, man.
everybody was very nice. We met and we lifted downstairs in his garage in his basement gym, and then he has this amazing sort of like comic book collection book and everything where you were
Oh
playing
yeah,
video
yeah, yeah.
games.
I was hoping that would be in his YouTube video for even if it was just like a 30-second clip or something, but
Right.
they cut all that out or didn't film any of it. So I think it
So
made it in some of their stories and shit during when they were actually
Do
there.
we know who it is yet?
I know who it is. This is horrible. He's literally going to be a guest in like a month. And I was
Mm.
even talking to him in Discord about deadlifts today. So let's see. How do you get strong? Oh, so big friendly neighborhood squatter or big dig lifter. I just can't think of his actual, but I can.
Kurt? No. Chris? No.
This is the worst.
Steve? Joe?
You and you pod.
Yeah, I'm in the same thing you are.
I'm also trying to
It's Chris.
look it up.
It's
Yeah, it's
Chris.
Chris. Yeah, yeah.
Big
Chris,
Chris.
Chris,
Big
Chris.
Chris.
Big Chris. But like that's also Big Chris's fault for having all his handles not be his name. So
No,
it's
and
your
that's my
fault we don't know your name, Big Chris.
Chris. I apologize too. I owe you. I don't know something. So
Just
Chris
give him a.
underscore Matteodo.
How much does a thing of wax like? Because I was gonna make a joke about give him a thing of sex wax, but we're kind of beating the sex wax to death. But like how much does like a tin of surf wax cost and last?
well, I think it costs like $5 maybe.
Okay,
Not
so
even.
it's negligible. It's
No,
literally
yeah,
cheap. It's as cheap as chalk, basically.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
literally on par with chalk. Okay,
yeah.
good
And then
deal.
it lasts for forever. So I don't know why they
Gotcha.
last a few
So it'll
months.
last as long as the chalk on Tommy's floor too.
Right. So
All right, you ready for some games? Anything else? Actually we should additional info because I didn't edit that, but that's all. It's all good. We covered all that when we talked about coming to America. So, Big Jose, are you familiar with FMK? Fuck, Mary Kill.
yes.
All right. So anyone haven't, it's their first time this week. FMK, very, generic run of the mill game. Everyone should know how to play it. So he's got a F1, marry one, kill one. So Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, FMK. Jordan, Magic, Bird.
Well, I'm definitely gonna kill Magic. Just because I don't like the Lakers.
Gotcha.
Uh, I'm definitely. I guess I'm marrying Larry because it's not about it. I'm a Celtic fan.
Yeah, yeah.
So and I guess you have to F Michael. Michael, yeah,
There you go.
is the best ever, right? But
Yep.
yeah, that's for sure. That was an easy one.
Nice. I was
I am a big NBA fan too, by the way. So you can, but
no, and
especially
I saw that, and I was trying to like one of the submissions was like '90s basketball, but I'm just like, does he want to? I tried like googling like the best, there wasn't enough NBA players in the Celtics to necessarily like make it like hard. I don't think. So I was like, well, maybe if he's just a basketball fan, maybe this will make it harder. But it's still
so
good. It was fun.
Patrick Ewing would have been a hard though, because
That
even
would
though
have.
Even though I'm a
I almost
Celtics
had
fan, I
Ewing.
was a Patrick Ewing
All right, so
fan.
then Jordan, Ewing, Bird, just
So yeah,
lightning round.
so yeah, I guess in that case, Jordan has to fall off the wayside. Fall off the wayside, you have to
Gotcha.
kill
Okay.
Jordan. Jeez, I'm still marrying Larry. I'm still marrying
Yeah.
Larry, but yeah, but effing Patrick. Patrick, oh my God, he's talk
Was it
about
just
somebody with it.
like his like aggression on the court and his dominance, or
I
what is
like
it?
them. I like those. I mean, again, I don't like the Knicks, but I guess those his teams I did like. I liked, which I'm
Yeah, he was.
also forgetting some of the things. John Stark was in those teams.
Hmm.
I liked him a lot. Anyway, so yeah,
Sprewell was then in there at the very end, I think,
yeah.
of him being
So
good.
anyway, I hated. Yeah, actually, another reason to kill Michael Jordan because he was, the Knicks never got over the hump over Jordan, right? So,
Hmm.
so that was
All right. Well, you did good there, my friend. What do you got for him, Joey?
Let's go Mount Rushmore. Jeez. Music from the 80s and 90s.
so Mount Rushmore. So bands or
Let's go
so
songs. Let's just go songs.
songs. Oh, she's that's gonna be a little harder because I don't remember song names. Um,
Just sing them for me and I'll see if I know them.
so definitely Spirit of Radio by Rush.
Hmm.
Um, what's the one by ACDC? Uh,
Was
I
it
can't I
was it
can't
a
remember.
single?
I'm gonna have to look up. Can I look up
Of course you can. You've got your
can I
druthers.
cheat here?
Of course you can.
So
Do what you gotta do.
and it's
I bet
AC
you're thinking Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck. That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, but also I'm gonna go with Def Leppard.
Really?
Yeah,
Pour
I
some
have
sugar?
Pour Some Sugar on Me probably, but also Photograph. That's the one. Photograph.
Oh,
From
interesting.
yeah, so that I love that song. So then yeah, so anyway, for sure. Okay, there you go. Two Def Leppards. I could actually go with a lot of Rush, by the way. I like Rush a lot. So
Oh, I've heard.
so
Okay. That was quick. Let's do Mount Rushmore Mount Rush songs.
all right. So definitely YYZ,
Of course.
YYZ, I guess technically.
Yes, technically. Good
um,
call.
Spirit of the Radio, but like there's just so many. Like Free Will is great. Um, 2112, that whole first side of the album, that you can't go. That's probably one of the best actually, to be honest. Um, and then is that three or four? I think that was already.
It was, but I'm
Yeah,
locked in. I want to hear
I mean,
more.
I know a lot of people say Tom Sawyer, and that's of course, but I can't. To be honest, I like my favorite one is Spirit of the Radio.
So what is it about Rush? Now I gotta say it's probably because you're a nerd. In a good way. Sorry, that was a good
I'm a
way.
nerd and a male.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Don't
just
rush to
like
conclusions.
three people in that band, making all that sound. And the sound is very. And again, I don't know. I don't play an instrument. That's actually technically one of my regrets in life is not playing an instrument, to be
Mhm.
honest. But I
Don't
just
play bass.
they changed time signatures. Um, I think that the song the music is very complex, but also very catchy. So and I also like um their lyrics. By the way, their drummer, who rest in peace, he wrote all the lyrics.
Yeah, Neil Peart.
So
So saying that, are you a Tool fan?
I like Tool. I don't know all the songs,
Of course, that's fine.
but I do like Tool. I wouldn't consider myself saying I'm not a fan is not correct. I actually like Tool, but I am not into Tool. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, totally. What about Primus?
Same deal. I don't know much about Primus, but I'm sure I've heard the songs and I'm sure they're good.
Yeah, I would challenge you then if you like Rush, give Primus a chance.
All right, so I need to write all this stuff down. You guys are giving me a lot
So
of
you
good
listen to
ideas.
the episode next week
Oh,
and
that's right.
Yeah.
and then
What I
you
will
just
listen
take
to
them.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Or you can ask
I would say
ChatGPT to tell you the high things because we know you like the
the
AI.
place to start with Primus, there's an album called They Can't All Be Zingers,
Okay.
and it's a greatest hits album, spans almost their entire thing up to their last three, and that is everything you described about Rush, but in a more artistic form,
Okay.
right? So like Rush are nerds doing what you said, time signature changes, three guys making sounds you don't think people should make. Okay. And then imagine they're art students
All right.
and they're
Fine.
even weirder. So I would say give it a chance. DM me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
All right.
All right. I think it'll test
Wrong
the
again, Joey.
essentially,
So,
yeah. But we'll see. All right. You passed Mount Rushmore.
Did. All right, I guess my affiliates hit you guys with Barbell Rescue, Home Gym Con, Freedom Fitness Equipment, and Strength Co., the apparel from the Strength Co. So, we've said everything there is to be said about all these companies each week. So, if you want to save a little bit of money, hang a little bit of dime here or there, just check them out. So, with this game we like to play, Jose, are you familiar with unpaid or underrated? And if you are, will you explain how to play?
so I am familiar, but I need to think about it because I am slightly dyslexic. So,
That's okay. I don't want to make it harder for you. So,
not okay.
unpaid or underrated for anyone not familiar. So, it's a game we came up with all by ourselves. It's a very fun, simple game. We're going to give Jose 6 to 8 handpicked topics specifically for him, and he has to use his druthers and decide if they're underrated, which means they're pretty good. So, underrated is good, and then unpaid is overrated essentially because no one wants to be unpaid. So, I'm going to hit you off here. Unpaid or underrated little rubber ducks on the Jeeps. Isn't that a
I
thing? Like, explain.
I really
Are
think
you?
they're unpaid.
Yeah,
I yeah, yes, I do. I have a Jeep. I love my Jeep. I actually take it. It's lifted. I mudded it. It's I take it off road. I love that. I love taking my Jeep off road. But first of all, I think it's unpaid because I for whatever reason people must not like my Jeep because I don't get a lot of rubber ducks. I've
gotcha.
got
Well,
it.
set the story for people because, like, I'm only vaguely familiar with it, but like, explain what we're talking about.
So somehow you people leave rubber ducks on top of your Jeep, and then you put them in front of your your windshield or whatever, and then you show them like and then the more if you see a Jeep, you're supposed to take a rubber duck from your car and put it over there, and that's basically a part of the Jeep culture. Um, and you see them. Most Jeeps driving around have like a ton of rubber ducks. I do have some. I'm not going to deny it. I take them out when I go off road so that they go all over the place. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly. There must be some sort of attachment to your Jeep where I don't want to glue them down.
I mean, you could do an adhesive Velcro, and then
Yeah, I
like
know.
put.
But then you're still gluing something to your dash.
Just
Yeah,
So I
sticky
don't want to do
tack.
that.
Sticky
So
tack would work.
yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I think it is cool, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it's all that. By the
gotcha.
way, speaking of Jeeps, I got a parenthetical. What I do hate about is when when you're driving around and another Jeep drives by you, you're supposed to wave to each other,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate people that don't wave back.
Oh, those
I mean,
bastards.
what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Like, just get a Ford Bronco and be done with it.
I love it. Now there was a story I will while we're on the Jeep topic was something about I can't find it now, but something about the certain bandanas you put on your dash around the mirror so you don't get broken into or something. Is there a story there, or am I missing something?
Really? Yeah, I don't know. I actually, to be honest, I don't know that one.
Oh, maybe it was.
My Jeep is unlocked all the time, so if you can please come by, you can come by here and go and drive it off. Except that you need to know how to drive stick. So I guess people that's why people don't drive off with it.
I do miss driving stick. I wouldn't want to do it every day. I wouldn't want it to be my daily anymore. But like, I haven't driven one probably in shit, I don't know, several years. But I grew up learning on one, so I'm sure I didn't forget. All right.
I
Uh,
just can't wait to tell somebody to say get a Bronco, figure it out.
that was really
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's gonna be such a next level insult to my truck driver friends.
all right.
Like, when's the last time you went off-roading? Oh, my truck's too expensive. Get a Bronco, figure it out. Like, I can't
Exactly.
wait. That's good. Thank you, Jose.
All right. So do a little more music talk here. Unpaid or underrated? The song Panama.
Oh, by Van Halen. So,
Yes.
geez,
And
that one's hard. That one's hard. Um, I, I'm gonna say underrated. I think
nice.
I think I so Again, it depends on how you want to think about it because is it properly rated? So you know what I mean? Like is it already? But so I think it's underrated. It's a good song. It's definitely a good song from the '80s. So people don't. I don't think people know about it too much.
Mhm.
It's classic Van Halen. Um, I don't, to this day, I don't know if they were actually talking about Panama, my country, or if they just found the word sort of cool and made a song around it. So,
Same. Like I haven't listened to the song in probably 20
so,
years, but now I'm thinking
but
about it.
no,
I'm
but
like,
it's
what was
definitely
that song about?
it's definitely a good song. It's definitely a good song. So yeah.
All right. Unpaid or underrated, being hauled off by fraternity brothers
Oh
or
God. So
fraternity
yeah,
pledges.
yes, that is there's a good story there.
Yeah, let's hear it
So
with the
well,
rating.
they get the rating. The rating, they are definitely underrated because I got away with it. So, you gotta understand, right? I mentioned I'm an off the boat immigrant. I'm just writing, learning. I don't know where anything is in college. Like they could have dropped me off 3 blocks down the road, and I would have been like lost for like days. So, but the pledges got a little. Getting me was too easy. They had talked to my roommate or whatever. Before I knew it, I was like taped up and everything and in the back of a car. But they said, "Oh, this is easy. Let's go get another brother." But for what according to the rules and without getting into the thing, they left me inside of the car with the car running and one other pledge brothers, and they got delayed for whatever reason. And I told this dude that the trick was my hands were tied, but they were in front of me. So I told this other guy, his name was Tuck. I was like, "Hey, why don't you go find out what's taking them so long?" So he gets out of the car, and I tell him, "Hey, it's getting cold. Close the door." He closes the door. I go, "Tuk, tuk." Lock the 2 doors. Take my time, unlocking myself or whatever, and I just take off with the car.
in one of their cars.
In
That's
one of their
awesome.
cars, and I kept it for a week too, by the way.
That's
So,
amazing.
and then the story goes that this dude goes up to get their other brothers. He's like, "Jose, get away!" And then they're thinking I'm running through the woods, like jumping through the woods like this.
Just casually driving their car
And
home.
then halfway down the stairs, they told me like, "Hey, oh, by the way, he took the car." By the way, my university had 2 campuses. So there was like a significant distance between this other campus and this campus. So they had to walk back that night. That was awesome.
Good.
That is really funny. Good for them. Serve them right.
That's right. So
All right. What you got for him?
Unpaid or underrated? Let's go rainy days.
I think that they are definitely underrated. I like the rain. I like rainy days. I grew up in Panama, again, jungle country. It rains every day. Um, they don't get me down. I really like the rain, and I don't know what to say. A lot of good things. Uh, uh, without getting sentimental or whatever, I just kind of I like it. They're very relaxing. Um, you don't feel, and one thing that I like about it is that you don't feel obligated to like go outside and do something. I'm like, no, I can stay home and I can watch TV and just like put on a movie or read a book or something, and then don't feel bad about it. That's for that right off the bat. So there you go.
Yeah, I agree. I like when I lived in the city specifically, it was like, um, the rain would clear the city and wash it clean because everybody would shut down when it rained that hard. And it was nice to see, the city look like that and feel
Right.
like that. Unpaid or underrated black coffee.
So again, I am not a black. Sorry, I am not a coffee connoisseur like the last week's guest.
Of course.
Uh, I do have an espresso machine.
Where's Nate? Is
Yeah.
Nate back?
but but yeah, I don't know. I think black coffee is definitely underrated. Everybody like you should, it already tastes good like black. You need to put sugar and all these other things in it for it to taste good. So I like if I was gonna make a coffee, it's either gonna be black coffee an Americano or like an espresso, and that's it. So, and by the way, like I mentioned, Joey, you mentioned that you set up the coffee in the morning, and you only have to press the button. You know, you set the coffee, and now you only press the button in the morning.
Yeah.
But you have to get a coffee with like a timer, man. That way, it's ready when you wake up.
Yes,
So,
but that would mean collaboration through my entire family.
so, because God knows it's impossible to make a cup of coffee without actually having a cup of coffee first.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I agree. But like I said, it's between my dad, my wife, and myself. My wife makes it at night so that it's ready when I get up in the morning to set the timer, set the clock. I also live in the country, so our hydro, which we call electricity up here, you've been here, and like it's you can't trust it. So it is one of those things where I am going now by the path of least resistance. I wake up in the morning, I hit on, I wait for it to half go. I do a splash of milk, just enough to change the color to absorb the acidity. But otherwise, I would probably drink it black as well.
so the hack, by the way, is that you can go to the Home Depot or whatever. I don't know what you guys have, but like get one of those timers that you plug into the wall, and you just
Yep.
go like tick, 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 like with like on the Christmas tree. Do like to time when your Christmas tree turns on, and then you can plug the coffee into that too, so you don't even have to wait.
Yes, the coffee maker we do have has a timer,
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
but like I said, I have to fight everybody to do that.
okay,
And I just said, this is not worth the fight. Believe me, I have explored that.
okay.
Not worth the fight or the argument. And then,
Yeah,
like, if you lose power, then the clock on the timer goes out and you don't have coffee in the morning. So
that's right. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
uh, I
legit.
have I have two more. Uh, I don't know who added this one. I thought it would be worth mentioning. Unpaid or underrated attractive women.
Oh, I don't know who added that one, but of course, first of all, I want to come out and say like all women are underrated. They're all great and they're all attractive in their own way. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I mean,
That's probably a smart thing to do.
That was a good answer.
Yep.
We
Moving
saw
on.
that in there, and normally we're like, we're not asking that, but I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
I want to
crazy
see
tough
where that
shit.
goes. Unpaid or underrated LLMS, large language model, whatever
Yeah,
the S stands for.
yeah. I think. Oh God, let's see, unpaid or under. I think they at this point they are unpaid. I think they are rated so high already that I don't think you know. I think that we have to bring it down a little bit because it's not magic. They don't they are amazing. It's an amazing technology, but it's not a real person. It doesn't actually think.
Mhm.
So it just gives you it only it's literally computing the probability of the next word and what's the probability of the next word every single time. So giving some context. So so I'm gonna say unpaid for that one.
I agree. And it's like I see people now and they're just like, oh, AI is going to answer everything. Buddy, I was around for Ask Jeeves. And
So
I
yeah.
will tell you right now, you thought the same thing back then. Right? Like,
So it's useful. Like I said, it's a power tool, but
and
you can't use it for everything.
yes, I agree. I think you passed unpaid and underrated. I especially liked the cop out there where, yeah, I still want to find out who put that one in there.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know.
So I got a bonus one for you. If you haven't seen the movie, then we'll just move past it.
attractive men.
Yeah, yeah. Unpaid or underrated, the movie Point Break.
So I did see the movie. I didn't see the remake.
The
You know,
remake
I
is definitely unpaid.
There's a
so
remake?
yeah, that's a
Well,
remake.
yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's like a 2000. I mean, I think I gave it a 6, or maybe I even get a 7, but it's because I give the
Six,
original such a
seven.
yeah.
So
But
yes. So has he
no, so
seen?
I'm talking about like the 1992
So has
version,
he seen
not the
it? Yeah,
fucking
yes,
2012
I've seen
version.
it. And then I think I think it's underrated.
Nice,
I think it's a great movie. I think I like first of all I like Keanu Reeves right off the
love
bat.
it.
So he was like Agent, I forget his name, Agent something. No,
Oh, yeah,
and with Patrick Swayze was in it too, by the
Johnny
way.
Utah,
Johnny
Johnny Utah,
Utah. Yeah, yeah. So I would watch that movie again. I think it's
love
great.
it. and then I got a quick coffee making story. That was like a chore that I had from like 6 years old until I was 18, I think. I think when I finally turned 18, I was like, "Can I stop fucking making your coffee for you, Dad? Like this is like I'm literally like an adult." And it was like I think it was back and forth. I think I had to wait till I actually graduated high school because I still lived at home for a couple years after that. But I was like, I'm not gonna be like 19 making my dad's coffee anymore. I think my mom finally took it over, but unless this is kind of just how like a hard ass my dad is, and like how like he likes to teach people lessons, which is fair now looking back. Like if you didn't ever, I don't know, it was a shitty coffee pot, and something about it, like if you didn't like really slam the ground holder or whatever like back into place, like it was slightly ajar. So then when it did engage at like 4 in the morning, it would just fucking spill everywhere. So like I have at least like 5 or 6 different memories of him waking me up at like 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, you have a mess upstairs to go clean up. So that was just the coffee
Yeah.
pot full circle.
So
So
can I give a little advice about chores to any young crew members, by the way?
yeah.
So and I think I heard this from a comedian, so it's not even but I'll say it anyway because I think it's good advice. So when you first start living, like first either you first get married or start living with your girlfriend, for that first week, I would advise you to not do anything. Really just sit down and not, because if you take the garbage out that week, for the rest of your life, you will take the garbage out. So,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
I mean, I would advise, that's just my own little advice about life. Unfortunately, I did not hear it when I heard that piece of advice. It was too late for me. So,
I mow, I do the dishes, and I take the garbage out, and she does everything else, including paying the bills and balancing the checkbook and everything else. Literally,
so
that's about. We do our own laundry. We do separate loads of laundry just because we have so much laundry in general, and she doesn't want to mix her work stuff with my gym stuff, etc. So, but that is an interesting tidbit. Hey, did you have anything for us, Jose?
So yeah, I have. Again, I did a little bit of internet research. But I'm not very good at it. So despite the fact that ironically I am a programmer. So
Yeah, didn't you just make a program to like stalk Joey and I for the last
That's
week?
kind of good to know, to be honest with you.
so and but one thing that you did say is that I don't know if you wanted to talk about kilo lifting or kilo, but I do have something for Joey. So and maybe for both of you guys. So what's the plate, quote unquote, the plate of kilo lifting? Because in pounds there's a 45-pound plate, but in kilos it's the blues, which is 20 kilos, or the reds, which is 25 kilos.
It's
So
a,
I
for
think
me, it's
I think
100%. Yeah. Sorry. What,
no,
what,
go
what do you
ahead.
think?
It's up to you guys.
Oh, for me, it's 100% a red. Like just, but that's more the powerlifting. I don't know if being a maybe weightlifting doesn't care, but in powerlifting, like you don't load like like loading trees in a powerlifting meet has fucking one blue and then like eight reds, so you're never putting like very few people own more than one pair of 20 kg. If you're going to be a kg lifter, you don't own multiple pairs of 20
Right.
kgs. It's just the 25. So the 55-pound plate is a red is a plate in kilograms to me.
So there's that thing because a 25 kilo plate is 55 pounds exactly. So that's the one thing that's the one that's exact. So cool. And then I guess for Joey, I mean, I did notice, and hopefully I got the right Joey, by the way.
Ooh,
But
let's find out.
you maybe not a question, but I was impressed with your work with gender equity. Now, did you write an essay or something, and then also did a bunch of things about that, or is that not? Did I get the wrong person?
No, no, that definitely was me. It's not a thing that comes up here very often.
But I was
Um,
I was super impressed with that. By the way, I get not a question, but I really that was amazing. Thank you. I'm only to thank you.
yeah, no, thank you. Please, nobody else look this up. But yes, definitely, I have been published. I have several essays, all in the work of being a better man to support the women in my life, specifically my wife and my daughter. Before that, it was just about, looking back at who I was and who I could have been if I had done that sooner. But yeah, I definitely, yes, there is a lot of stuff in my life about gender equity specifically.
Okay.
I've been published by the CBC. Like, that's that's the national funded thing. Like I had a byline and was paid and everything for that article.
Okay.
So yeah,
Cool.
thank you for finding that. But nobody looked that up.
Okay. All
No,
right. So
was that the
so
article about if attractive women are unpaid or underrated?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, let Keith. I'll tell you, there's one thing. There's one thing about me. Nothing is an accident, right? That is one of those things that nothing is an accident. I saw it in there.
No,
I
I
thought
know.
I'd ask, and it was one of those chances to let Jose see how he answers it.
Yep.
And he did fucking great, didn't he?
No, you did good.
Nailed it. He was just like, it was like he gave the old dirty bastard. Yeah, all pretty to me, baby. Like he nailed it, right?
well,
So
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
yeah.
Thank God
so
for it.
here's a little FMK for Keith.
Okay.
Uh, Josh Allen, Jim Kelly, or Thurman Thomas.
Who are any of those people?
Buffalo Bills fan. So I am a
Oh,
Cleveland
okay.
Brown. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, but
Oh
I
man, you
will.
are a Cleveland Brown fan. Oh man,
Yeah.
so oh geez,
Do you know any Browns off the top of your head? If not, oh, I mean, I can answer. I guess. Is it too? Is it? I don't know. Probably. I think I don't really care about Jim Kelly, so I think I'm gonna kill Jim Kelly, which is sad because like cancer will one of these days, which is sad. But uh, Josh Allen, I guess I'll marry, and then Thurman Thomas. Yeah, he's a hell of a running
So
back.
yeah, I had you wrong. I thought you were a Bills fan. Sorry,
Oh no. I
you
mean,
see
so
that
we're
that's
I'm like I could I mean we also probably because we went to the Bills game. So my wife is a Bills fan
Now I
and
have.
and yes, and then Big Jen's husband is a Bills fan. So when they were out here, we all ended up going to a Bills game. And then Matt and Jess Chesney live in Buffalo, so they are Bills fans. So I was at a Bills game like a few months ago, but I could give a shit less about the Bills other than just like supporting them a little bit through my wife, but usually it's me antagonizing her a little bit, and she gets all
so.
mad. But that was
I guess I was gonna say she doesn't like the Patriots going to the
oh, she hates the Patriots so much.
Everybody hates the Patriots.
She like with a passion hates the Patriots
I mean,
so very much.
I mean, I can understand. I mean, our long national nightmare is over. I mean, there are second graders here in Boston that haven't seen the Patriots in an AFC title game. So, um, all right. So,
There's people in Toronto retiring that have never seen the Leafs win a game.
so, so I was going to hit Joey with a little FMK, but although we talked a lot about music, but let me see, FMK, Brian Adams, Rush, or Nickelback. So that's probably at least one.
Oh geez, can I
all,
kill them all?
all Canadians, right?
Yeah,
They
okay.
are all Canadians, yes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna marry Nickelback because I think they are eclectic enough that they have different versions of songs I want to hear at any time. They've got some really heavy metal. They've did a song with Dimebag Darrell. I got to give something to Nickelback. Um, will F Rush because if Rush comes on the radio, I'm gonna enjoy it, but I don't go out of my way to listen to Rush.
All right.
And Brian Adams can go all the way to hell. He oh geez, what song does he have that's even good? Right? He's
Was the collab they did with like
with Mel C. He's got one with a Spice Girl.
no the one that was for the fucking the Musketeer movie from the 90s, wasn't he like didn't he wasn't it a
Oh
collab with a
God,
bunch of other guys?
no, I love that you said that. It was actually the Robin Hood movie,
Oh, that's right.
and it was a collab with a bunch of Americans, and then he fought because he couldn't win a Canadian award for it because
Mm.
he was the only Canadian on it. But and no, he did a collab with one of the Spice Girls, which I think is the only thing in my head right now thinking about him. The song you're thinking of is
I can't think. Yeah, oh, it's a good like I liked it as a kid, but it's just because I liked that movie.
I know I'm trying to imagine it, and all I can think of is
Oh,
Meatloaf's
because
"I Would Do Anything for Love."
that was Michael. I was thinking. I was also thinking it was the Michael Bolton song for the Musketeer, but then
Right? And
this
that's how
was
memorable Brian Adams is going to be for the rest of our
it's
generations.
just like not Michael Bolton.
Yeah, not Michael Bolton and not Meatloaf. Way to go, Brian Adams. So
So,
yeah, there's my answer.
so, and then one last one for Joey. One, I only have one. Has he seen it? Have you seen it? Youngblood, the hockey movie.
Love that fucking.
No.
It's a great movie.
Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze,
Such a good movie.
about what's it called, like hockey up in Canada, where
Yep. Yeah,
the
it
minors,
was June. Yeah, it was a minor hockey
the
league.
juniors technically.
No, I don't think I have.
Keanu Reeves was the goalie too, who had like one
Yeah,
line
oh
I think
yeah,
in the whole movie.
yeah.
So he's the only Canadian in the movie.
So
I'm not possibly out
so
of the main
I
cast.
highly recommend that movie. That's an awesome movie.
Did
And
you
it's
see
a
the-
hockey fight.
Let's put it back. Hold
They're
on.
remaking it. Actually, there is a remake of it.
Let's
but
put it
it's-
back. Have you guys seen The Goon?
Yes, but have you seen The Goon Part 2?
Yes, of course I have. Filmed in
Same.
my city. Whole thing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that movie.
Filmed in my city. I can follow the streets.
Oh, I do have one more. Sorry, I wrote it down here for Joey.
Yep.
Unpaid or underrated. The Path underground shopping area in Toronto.
We
That
did-
up a while ago.
now we hit that one. We hit Will with
sorry.
that one.
Okay.
No,
No,
it's
you're
okay.
good.
We can also hit Cam with that one next week. Unpaid. I love the path.
How
It
big
was
is it?
exorbitant, if that word makes any sense to you. It is so I didn't know about it, right? I've been traveling to Toronto for years. And then one day somebody tells me about it. And I found out the company I worked for actually had stores in the path. So I went and sought them out because I was just like, okay, I got to go and find this. You can travel almost all of Toronto's downtown without ever seeing the sun. And you will experience everything from prostitution to high-end jewelry and cigar shops without ever seeing the sun. It's wild what you will find in the path in Toronto.
Cool. So I mean, when I was in Canada, they took me to some. I think that Edmonton has a huge mall too. And they took me there, and I thought it was amazing.
I did the one in Calgary. So in Calgary, you can do the same thing, but they have sky bridges instead of underground.
Right.
So you can travel through most of Calgary indoors. Right? It's the same way. You just walk up some stairs and then you do a skyway and then you're at the mall. Then you leave the mall and you do the skyway and you're at the hotel. And like it just goes forever. But Toronto's underground. And it's insane. But it is also great.
All right, cool. Well, I think you all passed too, so we can air the episode.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you.
Can't beat that. Well, ready to bring us in for a landing, boys?
Do it up. It's your
Big
turn.
Jose, one more time, Big Jose. Where are we going to find you at?
So Instagram, Instagram is Boston Jose Luis. Same thing in Twitter and on most platforms. And on the Discord, I am Big Boston Jose.
Nice. They're kids that don't know what Twitter is. It's been X for a few years.
The
now.
hell is Twitter?
Yeah, how long has that been since that's been Twitter?
I deleted my account.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
been a
mine-
while.
I think I still have one, but it's not like on my phone anymore. Joey, where you at?
Joey _ Molesco, MLECZKO.
Now you sure that's how the subtitles pick it up as?
I know. I
There was
love
some
watching that
pictures
every
of that.
time. Whatever, man.
All right. We have an Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. Go follow us over there. And if I DM you asking you if you're crew and you just leave me on red, we're definitely not following you back because, like, just answer, please. There's so many people that just see it, and I'm like, okay, so you must not be crew. But then some of them get back to me like 6 months later. It's like, yeah, I'm crew. I'm like, okay, cool, good beans. I just said good beans instead of
Good
cool
beans, yep.
That
Good
was
beans.
the first time I might have not done that before. Website
Cool
unpaidinternpodcast.com, where Nate does his best to impersonate Jose and being a web developer. And we have a YouTube somewhere. And I am Keith Honeycutt73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar. Until then, see you next Tuesday.
I think you guys are sort of like I don't know what the right word is, but like the captains of the crew, basically, or whatever, of the team. And I, without sounding too corny, I appreciate what you guys do. So thank you, number one. But you also make it fun, make it fun. So which is also very nice. So thank you for that.
We appreciate that. That's really awesome to hear. Hopefully, Nate listens to the post show and actually includes that.
He won't. Yeah, fuck him. He's not going to listen to any
I know, right?
Wrong again, Joey.
Hong Kong.